nation.
Wala pa.
Lord Jesus, our Savior, you praised the good centurion for caring for his servant. Wrap our frontliners with your love
Yeah, we're live.
as they risk their lives for people they do not even know.
You could share it already on your screen.
You heal the hemorrhaging woman by allowing her to touch you. Give our frontliners your peace as they touch so many frightened lives. You brought back to life the daughter of Jairus and returned her to her parents. Assure our frontliners the joy of returning to their loved ones as they serve you and save our nation. Already our transformation is happening as we witness their selfless dedication. Divine Healer, may their courage to face danger be not in vain. Please bless the work of their hands, that together with them, we may all know that you are God. Blessed Mother, our frontliners are precious to you, as they are to us. Let them rest on your lap when they are tired, and find comfort in your embrace when they are weary. We ask all these and trust in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
Broadcasting live via Zeno.fm/hitradio online. This is HRO Hit Radio Online. Hit Radio Online. If it is too loud, you're too old. Radio 100.7. From the capital city of the Philippines, on air and online. On air and online, the station that plays the biggest hits. This is Manila's Radio 100.7.
Good afternoon, everyone. Wow, another Good Vibes Sunday edition. It's the 4th of April, 2021. Here we go again. Of course, I'd like to welcome back our co-host Marvin Rodriguez. Pero mamaya ko na siya pasasalitain. Alright? Para medyo maganda naman introduction natin this afternoon. Well, this time, it's going to be a very special Good Vibes Sunday for everyone. Not only it's because Easter Sunday, but because another life has been saved from COVID. To tell about his life-threatening story and how he was able to overcome this terrifying disease. Ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, Mr. Marvin Rodriguez. Welcome back to the show. Hi,
Hello,
Marvin.
everyone. Good Vibe Sunday.
Yes.
Hello.
Woo,
Sorry, I
grabe.
missed you guys last week. Unfortunately, we were not able to show a broadcast last week because unfortunately I was sick, but I'm happy to be back this week. A little bit under the weather still, but alive and kicking. So it's going to be a fun show this afternoon. And similarly, just like last week, it's going to be a lot of information that is essential. Medyo hot topic yung word na essential nowadays eh. But in this program, it's Good Vibe Sunday, and we aim to bring you anything that will benefit your life.
That
That is our purpose for this radio program. So, without much ado, let me just introduce first our two guests this afternoon. These are esteemed colleagues in the financial sector. Let me first introduce my longtime friend and my personal financial advisor. He is a Gamma Gold awardee. So in the world of insurance, it's actually one of the prime or premium award that you could ever have as a financial advisor. But these are for managers. He is also a 3-time National Achiever awardee for Pru Life Philippines and a 4-time National Achiever awardee as agent. The other one is as manager. So, ladies and gentlemen, friends, let's welcome Johnny Macanas.
Wow. Hi, Sir Johnny. Good
Thank you,
afternoon.
Marvin. Good Vibes Sunday and Happy Easter po sa lahat.
Yes.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank
Easter
you.
to you too, Sir Johnny or JR, as what they call you, right?
Yes. Yes.
Later
Welcome to
on,
the
Johnny will
show.
be sharing what it is that made him decide to become a financial advisor.
Mm.
What is the calling? What is the mission? And how life is as a financial advisor. Plus, he might also share some products that True Life Philippines is offering the Filipinos. All
Wow.
right, Johnny, we'll talk to you later on.
Thank you, Marvin.
Yay.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, Sir Johnny. Looking forward to your
Thank you, Miss
presentation in a
Gail.
while.
And of course, let me introduce to you as well my manager in AXA.
Oh,
So,
talaga?
yes, let's talk
Wow.
about that later on. So, the person that I'm going to introduce is a former assistant vice president for JP Morgan. So, if you
Oh,
guys don't know, in the US, I think that's already their largest bank in
yeah.
mainland USA.
JP
In the
Morgan.
Philippines, they have more than 10,000 headcount. You know,
Wow.
that's how big
That's a
JP
lot.
Morgan chain is. My sister used
Grabe.
to work for JP Morgan as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, prior to pandemic, prior to COVID. So this person is also a Gamma Gold awardee. So these are the top awardees in the insurance industry, as well as a two-time MDRT.
Oh,
So
okay. $1 million round
one
table,
table.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you are a
MDR.
financial advisor, that's the peak of what you
Yeah,
can achieve as in a year's in a fiscal year.
right.
The
I
peak
know
of your.
that. I used to be a financial advisor, but never reached that peak. It's not really my thing, maybe.
Oh, okay. And he did it twice. He did it twice.
Oh my God! Grabe,
Yes.
ang galing!
He's aiming to do that
Congratulations!
um, for the third time this year. He's also
Grabe.
an introducing forex broker as well.
Whew!
All right. So,
Bigatin
dear
talaga yung mga
friends,
guests.
bigatin to. Bigatin yung mga
Super.
guests natin. Let me introduce to you Mr. Dan Sarte.
Hi, Sir
Thanks,
Dan!
Thanks, Marvin. Thanks, Gail. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
Thank you for
afternoon to
inviting me today.
you.
So similarly, Dan will also be discussing about his life as a financial advisor as well as executive unit head, and why did he, let go of his
Mhm.
career in JP
JP
Morgan because he's
Morgan.
already an assistant vice president. So what made him decide to actually let go of that and be focused on in the insurance industry? So
That's
there
right.
must be something. There must be something good
Yeah.
about this one, that one person would actually just let go of that one. In the case of Johnny, he's been a financial advisor all his life. So it's interesting to learn why why do people chose to be in this industry?
Mm-hmm.
What benefit do we get? And how are we helping everybody else?
That's right.
So that's one thing that I would also like to know, because I've known them for quite some time, but I never really get to uh, go deep into the purpose of their profession,
Yeah, and their
right?
stories as well. Yeah, how they got into that, this kind of how should I call it? Career, right? Career ba?
Or
Ayon, life
calling.
or
Maybe
calling
profession
that is.
calling, Miss
Well,
Johnny.
Yeah. That's right. I'm very interested as well, although I became a financial advisor just for, I think, a year, but I think it was never really my calling. I don't know if that's how I can describe it. Because I keep on coming back to events industry and in a radio industry and to where I am now. I think this is really my
Yeah.
calling. But sabi nga nila, 'di ba? Paminsan-minsan naman you can just, do something out of the box, 'di ba? Pero siguro talaga this is not really for me, but who knows, 'di ba? After this talk, I might be a part of your team na.
Oh, nga naman, you could
ako,
always go
ako na
back.
nag-recruit, sarili ko na ni-recruit ko na para punta sa inyo. But, I'm
You
really
could choose
excited.
to be in AXA or in True Life. I mean AXA,
Oh,
by the way. So let's discuss that as well later on.
yeah. All right. Yeah. Maybe we can start. But before we have Sir Johnny and Sir Dan talk about, their career, being with AXA, being financial advisors, or being, managers already. Let's hear your story first, Marvin, as a COVID survivor. Kasi I'm very, very interested. I have so many friends who have gone through the same thing, but I'm really, really scared. But I am just so thankful that most of them, survived, and you are one of them. A precious
Right,
friend
right.
talaga. We were so worried about you for the past few weeks, but thank God, Easter Sunday, here we are, celebrating your second life. So Marvin, please tell us, paano ba talaga
Right, right.
nag-umpisa tong kwento mo, tong COVID na to? Paano mo nakuha to at saan?
Oo nga eh. So, first and foremost, mea culpa. I'm really, it's my fault on why I had that. Um, but come to think of it, is it really my fault? Because that's the reason we really don't know how we get that. In my case, I know um, how. But let us also acknowledge that this is a difficult situation for everyone. Right now, we are back to lockdown. I think up to April 11th already. So,
Yeah.
and I hope the situation become better already, because there are so many people who are suffering.
Right.
The ones who are sick, in my case, I was sick. I'll be sharing that later on. But my heart goes out to those people who are, you know, sick, but they have to work for their family.
Hirap, no?
My heart goes out to those people na affected ng lockdown at this point. Because marami naman sa mga Pilipino ang mga they have to work daily so that they'll be able to feed their family.
Right.
Um, my only concern here is that why is it that the situation in the Philippines is, we announce lockdowns every week,
Mm.
but why can't we have a long-term plan for this situation?
Right.
Especially on the employee side and on the business side of it. It's difficult for business owners to plan for their employees and for their services and for their products if the lockdown is going to be announced every week.
Yeah.
This
Super.
is business and this is lives we're talking about. Sana alam ng mga nagpapatupad ng mga alituntunin kung ano man yung mga dapat na nagawin. Okay lang naman. We understand that there is supposed to be a lockdown to save lives, and I am for that. I've been down for almost 3 weeks now. I'm not going out. This is my room,
And
as
you
you
lose a
can.
lot of weight. I noticed that in your face.
My eyes is actually there, black.
Yeah, it's deep now. Oh.
So because of that, but good thing that I'm still alive. But many people have died. Close friends, people that we know have been badly affected. Family members have died, and a lot of us are still, undergoing this. 15,000 cases last week. So we need to support the lockdown. It's just that better implementation, better information, so that we could plan our lives ahead. Di ba? So yun lang. Again, I was down since March 20, I think. That was a Saturday.
How did it start? Paano? Ano yung naramdaman mo during the first day? May ano na ba?
So
Symptoms na? Paano?
it's it's actually just headache
Okay.
and coughing.
Okay.
So that's what I'm feeling for the last couple of days prior to March 22nd. So akala ko it's a regular headache. Kasi nga naman, what happened here is that inaalam natin kung ano yung mga symptoms ng COVID.
Mm.
So what I experience is headache and coughing. But basically, in my line of work, I always suffer from migraine. So,
Mm.
di ba? It's normal for me to have that. I just take whatever medicine that I needed, but mostly I just I eat fruits instead of medicine on my headaches. I always have that on a regular basis.
Mm.
And coughing, sometimes I do that, especially kapag may change of weather. So I thought it's normal. So I never had fever. So that's one thing that I would like to share. I had COVID. The doctor has said that even prior to me being tested, I already have it. Um,
Oh,
yeah.
talaga?
But
Okay.
what's puzzling there is that my temperature is normal.
Mm.
36.3, 36.4, sometimes 35.8. Never, never ever that my temperature went up.
Oh God.
How about your taste and smell, Marvin?
I never
Mer-
lost my sense of taste.
Talaga? Okay.
Yeah.
Yung hingal.
In the days that followed, probably starting March 24 onwards, there are 2 days na super down ako. 2 to 3 days probably, maximum of 3 days na nawala ako ng sense of smell
Mm.
at saka sobrang bilis kong mapagod. But I
Okay.
never lost my sense of taste.
Mm.
I never got fever. Merong konting sinat, but it's not a fever type na tataas yung temperature ko. So that's actually puzzling for me. Kasi every now and then, sa lahat ng pupuntahan natin, pag lalabas tayo, we go to the mall, we go to restaurants, groceries,
Mm.
barbershop, whichever, they always do temperature check.
Oo nga, di ba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, how accurate it is then as a sign of having COVID?
Correct.
Where in fact, in my case, I never had any abnormal temperature. And I had COVID. So those things, again, probably this is something new. This is a virus, a sickness that we don't know. This is the first time. I hope in the coming months or in the coming years, we get to learn more about COVID. We get to learn more how to address it properly instead of having a knee-jerk reaction of doing all of these regulations because everybody else is doing it, but we don't really know if that is really the case, if that should really be done. Kasi
Right.
everybody's doing it, other countries are having that, so we should as well,
That's
di
right.
ba? Kaso lang ang dami naman naglalabasan na na article on that one. Kanina lang I was watching a doctor, a virologist in the US who is also an owner of a hospital. He said that mask does not work,
Okay.
and he based it on science. So, you know, he's a virologist, so there must be some basis that he's talking about, and he will not tarnish his name by giving false information, di ba? He's a doctor in the US, so I was just watching that. He gave his 2 cents about um, the vaccines as well, and all of that, and the medicine that we took. So yun, just sharing that. So I hope we get to really learn more about this and how to properly detect. Kasi we spend thousands, companies, everyone is spending thousands getting all of those thermometers.
Oo.
But
Yeah.
in my case, I could attest that it's not a guarantee that you have, especially in the probably sa mga new strain. Probably what I got is a new strain of COVID.
Mm.
Um, so I had myself tested on March 23rd. That was a Sunday. I got myself tested right after the show. We had a show that time. I remember we were
Yeah.
having a show, and I was a little bit chilly, and that's why I was wearing a jacket. So yeah, I got the results the following day, so it was COVID positive. So there,
Ano
I reported
anong
it.
feeling mo when you got your result, 'di ba? Kasi positive 'yun eh, 'di ba?
It
How
was
did you
surreal.
react?
It was surreal. Like we know that COVID is real. We know that many are getting it. But sometimes, meron tayong denial na it will not happen with me.
Mm.
I live a healthy life. I get all
Mm.
the vitamins that you could think of, the
Mm.
supplements that you could think of. I go to the gym every day I eat healthy food and all of that. So it was real. I never thought that I would have it. So it's a lot of questions for me. Um, how did I get it? And then, so what happens now? And all of that. Kasi nga, if it's malaria, if it's dengue, we know how to cure it. We go to the hospital and all of that. If it's flu, there are medicines for that. But this is COVID. Many people have died, and we don't know how to cure it. Is it really the vaccine that's going to work, or does the medicine, ivermectin, and all of that works? So hindi natin alam. That's the biggest fear that I have. It's because it's a virus that we don't know. It's a sickness that we know nothing about. So what happens? And to everyone out there, please tell your family members or the one that you live with to take safety precautions kapag kalalabas. Always wear those masks and face shield. So a lot of people are thinking that I got this COVID because in my advocacy, in Rotary, I always go out. I go to different places and do outreach activities. I go to the office because I have businesses as well. But I didn't get it from there. All of my colleagues in the office, both in Miramed Philippines, in HCM Nexus, in Talent Nexus, the ones that I've interacted with them from there are COVID free. I mean, they never had the virus. From Rotary, none of my fellow Rotarians and what do you call that? The beneficiaries that we visited had COVID and experiencing COVID. I got that from my home because sometimes our kasambahay when they go to the grocery, baka doon nakuha. But that's where I got it from, not from going out. So even if you do that, diba, parang paglalabas ka, you have safety precautions. Sometimes sabihin nila, labas ka ng labas. But it's not there eh. Kasi alam naman natin, even when, let's say, Rotary events, we don't go out there endangering the lives of others. So we have ourselves tested before we even go to a particular location. So because we don't want to spread the virus, and we make sure that we all have those masks and alcohols and face shields. So I didn't get it from there. I got it from the people I live with, and they probably got it from the grocery, because there is also some cases here in Eastwood where I live, where they na ganun yung nangyari, probably household, kasambahay, probably that's
nadala nila. Yeah. That's really sad. What was the first thing that you do? So, syempre, positive na yun, di ba? Did you call a doctor? Did you visit a hospital? Paano? Anong ginawa mo?
I did. I called my insurance broker. By the way, I would like to thank New Canaan Insurance Agency for taking care of me in this COVID situation. They're the ones who coordinated for me for the doctors.
Anong name? Anong name yun?
New Canaan Insurance Agency. So
New
they
Can-
arranged
Okay.
Canaan.
Okay. Ano yan? HMO?
It's a broker. It's an insurance broker.
Insurance broker. Okay. All right.
So they're the ones who arranged for me to call a doctor. So I would also like to thank again New Canaan, Ana Ivasco, the manager of New Canaan, for making sure, plus the owners as well. And I would like to thank Dr. Paulo Nang. He's a surgeon. He's the one who gave me the first assessment, whether I need to go to the hospital or not.
Okay.
And some medication that I needed to take.
Okay.
I would also like to thank Dr. Baelio of VRP Medical Center
Okay.
for
VRP. Okay.
giving me for helping me as well all throughout this this COVID situation. He's the one checking up on me how am I feeling and all of that. I also went to BRP. I think a couple of days when I can already go out. I mean, not really go out because technically I can't, but I needed to go to the hospital so that I could have my CBC,
Okay.
blood check, and X-ray for my lungs because Dr. Baelio needed to see to know whether my lungs is gonna collapse or not because that's the danger. So I had that, and fortunately, it's still good. It's probably not a severe case of COVID, and it's fortunate that I get to have this kind of help because that's the most confusing part. What happens? How do we treat ourselves in a sickness that we don't know
No.
much about?
Right.
Diba? Wala pa kang, wala pa kang gamot eh. But you know what I took? Linhua, the Chinese meds.
Okay.
That's what I take. And I would like to thank our fellow Rotarian, IPP Flor Gatpayat of Rotary Club of Makati Uptown. She's the one who sent me the Linhua medicines plus antibiotics. So
What
there is
antibiotics were you taking? Dung time
I
na
don't
yun?
know. I don't remember the name. It's a Chinese antibiotic as well. I'm taking the antibiotic once a day, and
Okay.
I'm taking Linhua, 2 capsules 3 times a day. I took that for 7 days, and
Okay.
it helped. That's what cured me, I suppose, because on the third day that I'm taking it, I immediately there's a feeling of lightness of getting back to normal.
Saan
So
makukuha yung Linhua? Where can we buy that?
that I don't know. They say that it can be purchased on drug on pharmacy.
Over the
Pharmacy.
counter lang, ganon.
That I
Marketplace
don't.
daw. Parang meron din daw sa marketplace. You can buy it.
Yeah, you could buy it from there. But pinadala lang kasi siya sa akin ni IPP Floor of Rotary Club of Makati Uptown. So she
Okay.
sent me several boxes of Linhua plus the antibiotics. So that's what I'm taking. And
Antibiotics, yun din, galing sa kanila or galing from your doctors?
galing sa kanila.
So yung doctor mo, wala silang direseta sa yung gamot.
Meron silang nireseta, wala silang nireseta, but of course, sinabi ko naman sa kanila that these are the medicine I'm taking. They are not endorsing it because
Okay.
it's a medicine that, again, just like COVID, it's a medicine that we don't know. But sometimes you just gotta take a leap of faith. What they mentioned to me is that it might affect the liver. But what I'm thinking here is that I had to make a decision on that one. They prescribed to me the usual medicine of ibuprofen, pain relievers, and all of that. But I know that a lot of people have taken this medicine. Even the former mayor of Mandaluyong there's a video of him showing he had taken this. So sometimes it's my decision, it's my body, and I know that the only precaution that they gave me is that it might affect my liver. Then I went back to my executive checkup because I do executive checkup every year, and I know that my liver is healthy, or so to speak, if this is really a case. So probably my liver could take that. What is important now is that I get cured of COVID. So that's
Ito
what
ba
I
yun,
took.
yung kulay blue? Ay, shit, di ko makita, sorry. Yung parang babe blue yung box sa gilid.
Yes.
Linhua King Wen Jiao Nang. Kasi nakita ko sa
Yeah.
Lazada. Ito yon.
That's it.
Ah,
Plus antibiotic.
Okay.
So that's what
Okay.
I took. Some of my friends that I know took ivermectin, and it has a similar effect on them. It cured them.
Oo, which is hindi talaga pa-acceptable yung ivermectin nga
Yeah,
kasi
that's why
it's really
doctors
for
cannot prescribe it because
It's for
it's
ano
a new
kasi.
medicine that they have not probably really looked into.
Kasi that's
But
for animals kasi for parasites yung ivermectin. Oo.
But similarly with the vaccines that we are having, none of it we don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, none of it we know already.
Pero did you take the ivermectin? No.
No, I didn't. I took the Linhua.
Okay. Pero prescribe sa'yo yon ng doctor. Hindi rin.
They cannot officially prescribe it.
Okay.
Kasi parang Chinese herbal siya.
Pero ano yung prescribe sa'yo dapat ng doctor? Anong
It's the
pangalan?
ibuprofen and usual pain reliever medicine.
Wala talaga for COVID. Wala
Wala.
silang binigay. Okay.
On my own, I took the Linhua, but I consulted with doctors.
Okay.
They
And they
just
said
gave
it's
precautions
okay.
what can happen. They didn't say it will cure you. They didn't endorse it. Again, Gail, they cannot endorse something that they don't know. So what they just mentioned is that these are the precautions. This might be the effect.
Yes.
So I
Okay.
just took a leap of faith and took it.
Okay.
At least di naman niya pinagbawalan. Hindi naman
Well,
niya sinabi.
hindi naman. They didn't say no.
Yeah.
Kasi again, it's a medicine.
Mm-mm.
Diba, that a drug company is producing. It's scientific based pa rin naman.
Yeah. Wow, okay.
And
Kasi
it
I
could
heard,
be.
I heard my friends who are taking that, yung, di ba dad, may friends tayo na may nagte-take Linwa, pero hindi okay sa kanila. Siguro dahil medyo hindi na mild yung case nila.
Probably.
Mm.
It's for mild cases lang din naman. So kasi if it's not mild case, you have to go to the hospital.
Oo.
And that's the reason why I took CBC and I took X-ray of my lungs.
Mm-mm.
Kasi if
Okay.
they see that there is a need for me to be in the hospital,
Mm-mm.
I will be in the hospital. They got a hospital bed for me already in case I need it. But it's not within Metro Manila. It's kind of far. The hospital that they got from me.
Baka
It's in Laguna.
Pampanga yan. Kasi
Meron
yun
nga
yung
daw
Bakanta. Kasi yun doon din nila yung friends ko, yung Diosdado Macapagal, yung Guagua, yun pa yung pinaka-bakante so far, 2 weeks ago. Yun yung open lang nung time na yun. Kasabayan kasi ni Marvin yung dalawang friends ko. Baka doon ka dapat dadalhin. Or sa New Clark
No,
City.
it's in Laguna.
Laguna naman. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So New Canaan arranged that. So thanks again for the emergency response of New Canaan. Fortunately, I never had the need to be hospitalized.
Siguro
So-
it helped din talaga that you're healthy, 'di ba? Kaya lagi natin sinasabi, mga doctors din, na kailangan talaga healthy tayo. You know,
So
kasi
what concerns me now are the post-COVID.
yun. Oo, okay.
Because I was just talking with my aunt based in Chicago. She's a medical worker there. She got COVID as well, and she also had herself vaccinated by Moderna already. So in the US naman, di ba, they could get the vaccines in pharmacy already at this point in time. So there's an
Oo.
overflowing of vaccines there already. But she mentioned that she's experiencing post-COVID fatigue
Oh, talaga?
and the shortness of breath. She asked me if I'm having that as well.
Okay. Nako, yung ni Marvin, yung connection. Sige, let's wait for Marvin. Anyways, I'd like to say hello to some people who are watching right now. Rich Kai, our Hit Radio family, of course, Anerfe, Irene out there in Hong Kong. Would also like to say hello, good afternoon to Belinda Abasula. Hello to fellow Rotarian Angeli Gurnamal, and of course to CP Presi Yulo from RC Mat. That's Rotary Club of Makati Ayala Triangle. They're actually having a show on. I just want to share with you the poster. Okay, while waiting for Marvin to come back. Here we go. Let me just share with you this poster. It's Tuloy ang Himig ng Pag-ibig. This is being brought to you by Rotary Club of Makati Ayala Triangle, co-hosted by Rotary Club of Paranaque East, Rotary Club of Alabang, Rotary Club of Makati San Lorenzo, RC Makati West, RC Makati EDSA, RC Banawe Chinatown, and of course,
RC
Rotary
Banawe
Club of
Chinatown.
Alabang Tanghari would also like to, of course, support this benefit show. This will be on, I'm looking for the date. Sana ba yung date na yun? I think this is April 16 and tickets are only 1,000
April
pesos.
16.
April 16. Thank you. That's 6 p.m. Ayun. So if you want to, oo nga no, ito pala yon. Purchase tickets, please contact Rotary Club of Makati Ayala Triangle. Ayan po. And they're going to give you your e-ticket as well as the Zoom link. Ayan. Ito po yung mga celebrity guests and featuring Rotarians. We have Melissa Gibbs, Raver Cruz, Meds and Eugene of True Faith, Christian Bautista, Kula Desma, Rodjun Cruz, Kathy Mas, Joan Lorenzana, Serge, and Lina Machon. So, supportahan po natin itong fundraising show ng Rotary Club of Makati Ayala Triangle. It's called Tuloy ang Himig ng Pag-ibig, a virtual musical concert for the benefit of Tuloy Foundation Incorporated, serving street children since 1993. Ayan po, supportahan po natin yan. Ayan, let's check if Marvin's connection is okay now.
I'm
Ayan,
back. Sorry
welcome
about
back.
that.
It's okay, it's okay. You just gave me time to read the poster of RC Mat. Sige. Ayun.
So again, guys, unfortunately, I'm missing data in my room. The Wi-Fi is downstairs, but I'm quarantined here. I cannot go out. So sometimes my internet connection is bad. So fortunately, it won't go out again. So that's as I was talking, I was just worried about the post-COVID symptoms
Oo nga.
that we'll experience. But I'm happy that I'm past that already. Tomorrow I'll have myself tested again as part of the clearance procedure so that I could go back to normal. I've been coordinating with the doctor and with the local barangay as well on my situation. So they're going to give me the clearance as long as I could, they could have me tested already. But I'm pretty sure that it's going to be negative na kasi I've been normal naman na in the last couple of days already. So that's just my COVID, sharing. It's unnerving still. Again, especially in unang time that I had it for the first couple of days.
Right.
Syempre we're afraid. Again, we don't know more about this virus. Are we gonna die? Am I gonna die?
Yeah.
But there's at the back of my mind, I know that I want because it's not a severe case. But I had myself checked again with having my X-ray just to make sure.
Yeah.
And whatever medicine that I take, I always consult with doctors. But ultimately, I will have to decide on that as well. But let me also thank Dan for sending me some supplements as well.
Wow,
He
so
sent me
sweet.
vitamins, multivitamins plus that supplement. I forget the name, but I think I'm going to take that moving forward. Seraptis, if that's
Yeah,
it. So
that's
again,
right.
thank you, Dan, for giving me the
Is
supplements.
that vitamin C or ano na siya? Multivitamins na.
It's two separate. So there is a vitamin C and there's this another supplements that will help you in freeing up your lungs. That's one of the effects of the
Yeah,
of the
it's like an inflammatory, but it's parang ano siya, herbal din.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's nice. Anong pangalan?
Sir next, Serap Peptase. Because I have a friend na medrep. So,
Okay.
mga friends sa mga doctors. So, yun. And then, ano daw to? Rampant din daw itong binibigay sa may mga COVID cases.
Oh, wow.
Ayun.
You're so lucky, Marvin.
I'm taking that. It's almost it's almost ubos na. So I think I only have 6 capsules, 6 tablets na lang.
Oh, wow, di ba? At least, di ba, you are happy
Yeah.
now and smiling and we're pretty sure
Yep.
that
The
yeah.
worst is over, at least for me, but I hope that the worst will be over for the rest of the Filipinos out there. I
Yeah.
mean, we have 12,000 and 15,000 in the last couple of days. So
Right.
I hope that
11,000.
Grabe,
we-
di ba?
we
But,
go.
but I'm so happy, Marvin, that you're back and I've been praying to God to heal you. And, kasi sabi ko, Lord, marami pa po kaming shows, sabi ko. Oo,
And there's
Lord.
so much to do. There's so
Yeah.
much to do. There is so much to do in Rotary. I will be having my 40th birthday soon. This
Oh,
month is going to
okay.
be a celebration of giving.
Wow, okay. Naku, sayang naman. Baka naman online birthday na naman to.
No, I don't do that. I'll go to a location again with
Oh,
all the
okay.
safety precautions that could be done.
Okay.
Anyway, alam naman natin lahat na whenever I do an outreach event, it's coordinated with the local government, it's coordinated with the health administrators, so
Right.
it's pretty safe. But I'll be celebrating my birthday through that by giving in my
Wow.
home
Happy
province.
That's
advance.
great.
Advance. Happy
Advance happy
birthday,
birthday,
Marvin.
Marvin.
Party!
Yeah, we're gonna celebrate your second life.
Party
Um,
pa.
Yeah.
Oo. Kami naman nila Sir Dan tsaka Sir Johnny, we accept naman deliveries, 'di ba,
Yeah.
sirs? So,
Oh.
you know naman our address, Marvin. So, you know, we
A
can
day
always
after, di ba, Miss?
Or better yet, what you can do is to donate.
oh
Pwede.
yeah.
Pwede.
Because
Okay.
what's going to happen is I'm going to a community in Puerto Princesa. We'll be
Mm.
giving
Mm.
groceries, medical mission, and
Mm.
scholarship
Wow, okay.
to a poor community in Puerto Princesa. Yes.
Okay. So
Your
calling
hometown,
on,
right?
that's your hometown, 'di ba? So we would like to call on Pink Women on Fire, yung mga nagsusupport din sa mga ganyang advocacies. Ayan, lalo na si Bernice Garcia. They're supporting that
Johnny, you
as
were
well.
asking something?
If di ba hometown mo yung Palawan?
Yeah,
Oo, Puerto Princesa.
Puerto Princesa.
Yeah.
So
So
politically, Puerto Princesa is not part of Palawan.
oh, I didn't know that.
Ah,
Talaga?
talaga?
And it's an independent city already.
Wow, okay.
Oh, okay. Yun pala yun. I see. Wow, ngayon lang natin nalaman yun, ano? Sir Johnny and Sir Dan.
Oo nga.
Thank you, Marvin, for that very helpful information. So maybe this time we could take a break, Marvin.
Yes.
And then when we come back, we will have Sir... Sino ba? Sino yung mauna?
Sir
Mag-present?
Johnny.
Sir Johnny, ayan. And siguro when we come back as well, you will have a few advice pa about COVID bago tayo mag-proceed kay Sir Johnny. So guys, I'd like to show you the Rotary Club of Makati Ayala Triangle concert that's gonna happen on April 16. Let's watch this one. Ay, nasan ba yun? Ito pala yung concert pala.
We should bring the video of the Rotary Club of Makati Ayala Triangle. There.
All right. Now, welcome back to the show. Ayan, so kanina we were talking about Marvin's life-threatening story and at least, di ba, a survivor of COVID. And Marvin, before we proceed any further, ano yung final message mo to everyone who are going through siguro mga meron din COVID right now, who are watching, baka na-quarantine or nasa isolation or nasa hospitals? What would you like to tell them?
This is also what the doctors have mentioned to me. Keep a positive mind. Kasi that's what's going to help you in getting through this situation. Again, COVID is a sickness that we don't know. Take all the precautions that you could think of. Not only you, but make sure that all of the people living with you are taking all the precautions as well. And then when you had the COVID, we know that maraming medicine dyan, maraming mga sinasabi nila na dapat mong gawin, but just make sure that you consult with the doctor.
Okay.
Kasi you don't know the specific case eh. Like in my case, I had myself tested pa sa hospital just to make sure that what I'm going to do at home is something that should be done. Na safe for me to be in recovery. And again, just keep a positive mind that you will be able to go through this situation. And help is always there. So again, let me just thank um, Dr. Paulo Nang and Dr. Baelio
Ako, data really is really
as
bad
well
for.
for all the help, and New Canaan for all the help that they gave to me. So
Yeah.
that's what I could share with you now. And then keep safe, and always wear mask and face shield if ever that you need to go out.
Yeah.
I understand that there are some people that really needs to go out because they have to work for a living.
Right.
But if in case you don't have any dire need, just stay at home. So
True.
that's the best thing that you could do.
And maybe prayers as well, right? And moral support from your family and friends. I think that's also very important to, increase your ano ba, immune system, 'di ba? Kasi 'di ba pag masaya naman tayo siguro mas
Yeah.
nagiging
It's the
ano
immune
tayo.
system actually that your best mask, so to speak, in
Oo.
combating COVID.
Yeah.
Make sure that you get the enough vitamin D. You
Mm-mm.
know,
Yeah.
instead of just focusing on vitamin C,
Yeah.
vitamin D is also very critical
Yeah.
in the immune system.
That's right. That's why we're taking vitamin D talaga every day kasi yun din talaga advice ng doctor. Vitamin D3 specifically. 'Di ba yung 1000 IU or more is definitely good. So thank you Marvin for sharing your story about how you survived COVID, and definitely this will serve an inspiration to everyone who are watching right now. Your colleagues as well, your family, 'di ba, your friends in the industry, in the Rotary Club, Miramed Philippines being the big boss there, and of course being the chairman of Talent Nexus. So thank you so much again for sharing your story. And na-curious lang ako kasi andun ka na eh. Nandun na yung career mo peak na eh. Why did you join, and why are you now a senior financial advisor? Kasi ano pa ba yung kailangan mo, 'di ba? Ano pa bang hinahanap mo? Kasi nandyan na lahat eh, 'di ba? So please, tell us more, enlighten us
Right.
about your story naman being a financial
Okay.
advisor.
So I've always been a believer of insurance from
Okay.
day one, even
Okay.
at the age of 20. Not only in insurance for myself, kasi naman, di ba, ini-insure nga natin yung bahay natin eh. Ini-insure
Oo.
nga natin yung kotse natin. And then most of us, kapag pumapasok tayo sa office, di ba, ang hinihingi natin, uy, meron bang HMO? And that is medical insurance. That is
Yeah.
medical insurance, and that's the reason why, as you mentioned, I've been with I'm turning 40 already, and I've had a long career in the corporate world. I've been to different companies and work in different countries as well. But why did I go into becoming a financial advisor? It's actually a puzzle for many. When I started posting about this one, it's simply put, it's an advocacy. It's
Okay.
never about the money for me, of how much I'll be getting as a financial advisor. Never. I have my other means of living, and I live a simple life already. Hindi naman ako magastos, but it's really more of financial wellness for everyone. Kasi ang dami sa atin na, let's say, gastos ng gastos, yung mga yuppies, the millennials, and the generation that comes after the millennials. Bili tayo ng bili ng mga gamit, ng mga cellphone. Pagka may mga sale, bibili tayo things that we don't need. We
Yeah.
buy Starbucks and all of that, and those high-end coffees. And if you compute that in a month, how much will that cost versus getting yourself insured? It depende sa inyo kung gaano kalaki yung insurance coverage na kukunin nyo. But there would be insurance coverage that hindi naman siya expensive. It's like nothing when it comes to your monthly expense. And insurance is something that you will always wish to have when the time comes that you need it. So in my case, remember that I have COVID. um, part of those things that helped me go through this is that I know that I will never have any concern when it comes to medical bills. Never.
Okay,
Uh,
kasi
I
you
am
have
am I am
insurance.
I am amply insured. I have HMO. I also have a health insurance personally from Pru and then from AXA. My coverage is beyond whatever medical expense that you could think of. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dan. I think my coverage is 100 million for GHA.
Yeah,
Wow,
that's right.
ang
100
laki.
million.
That's correct. So it's 100 million. So how
Grabe,
much?
sobra-sobra yun.
It's not costly when I got that particular insurance. So that's one thing that helped me as well. There's peace of mind that whatever eventuality, I am covered. And that's also one thing that I would like for everyone else. Kasi yung iba, kapag especially the workers and the young professionals, kapag may emergency, they will dip into their savings. Or they will kasi yung iba, syempre, sinasabi nila, ay, uunahin ko muna yung kotse kasi importante ito. Uunahin ko muna yung bahay. Importante yung mga bagay na yon. But then again, kapag ka nagkasakit ka, you will lose all of that kasi you don't have any other means.
That's true. Right.
Better have yourself insured. That's one thing. Personally, that's for me. And it's more of the advocacy of making people understand that they needed to prepare for eventualities. Hindi yung kapag may emergency tayo, mangungutang tayo sa kung sino mang kaibigan or magulang. Parang why make your personal problem a burden to the people around you? When you are given this opportunity to have yourself be helped at your own expense. It's not much, but this is something that you'll be needing. I hope everyone who is watching will take that into consideration. Insurance is not expensive, but insurance is something that you will need. It gives you peace of mind. And insurance naman, hindi naman to yung ang lagi kasi iniisip ng iba, uy, magpapa-insure ako, hindi naman ako yung makikinabang niyan. No, that's false. Kasi it's an investment eh. There is a time limit for that. When you reach a certain age, you could withdraw all the earnings. So
right.
that's the good thing. That's why I go into this. I talk to anyone who would want to get insurance and we discuss about it. And I'm happy kapag ka may mga lumalapit sa akin and they're asking about insurance, and I gladly give time to those people kasi I know that they're thinking ahead. They're thinking about the future. They're thinking about what would work for them. And that's the reason why I become a financial advisor.
Wow, thank you for sharing your story. Ako nag-share na ako kanina pero siguro hindi pa talaga para sa akin yun. Maybe this time, second time around. And maybe you
But
could
if you
hear.
don't become a financial advisor, just make sure that you are insured.
Yeah, of course. Yes,
For you
definitely.
and for your family.
Oo naman.
Yeah.
Kami naman lahat insured, although wala sa group na to. It's Sun Life kasi I have friends din there. But, hindi naman sa kino-compare ko, but the important thing is the value of insurance. Yun naman yung pinaka-importante dun eh. Kasi with what happened in
One insurance company compared to another is basically the same. Let's be honest about it.
Yeah.
It's the company's ability that really matters.
Yeah, and it's the financial advisor din that matters kasi kukuha ka ng maraming insurance but your financial advisors are not always there to help you, 'di ba? Pag may mga concerns ka, so mahirap din. That's also one of the reasons. So you really have to choose.
So go to
'di ba? You really have to
a
choose
financial advisor
na trustworthy, 'di ba? So importante
trustworthy.
'yon. At importante
And
yung
it's a good
kilala mo.
segue. Yeah, it's a good segue for our next guest because these are two people that are really, really trustworthy and they know what they're talking about. Again, my personal insurance advisor is Johnny Macanas. That's where I got my policy from him. And my manager as a financial advisor is Dan.
Wow.
So I have full confidence in both of them that they know what they're talking about. And if you get your insurance policy from any of these two, I can assure you that they will take care of you.
Wow, ang sarap sa feeling pag ganon. Yeah, I think they're ready na for their presentation.
Yes, so let's hear first from Johnny Macanas on what's his purpose as a financial advisor, as a manager, and why did he become a Gamma? How did he become a Gamma Gold awardee, and what is that actually? And probably he could tell us more about the good things that True Life Philippines is doing for
Wow.
the Filipinos.
Yes.
All
All
right.
right.
All right. Thank
Yay.
you so much. First, thank you, Marvin, for inviting me. And nice meeting you, Sir Dan and Miss Gail. No?
Nice meeting you
Happy
too, sir.
Good
Yes,
Vibes
sir.
Sunday to all of you. Hello
Yes.
sa mga guests. Ano ba tawag sa mga sa audience natin this afternoon. No? So, thank God na okay na si Marvin. Uh, that's true na sinabi niya, this COVID is actually a virus, a sickness na di talaga natin paalam.
Yeah.
I myself, September, I had really a bad flu for 2 weeks, like higa talaga, pero
Oh,
negative. Tapos
okay.
just last month, kami tatlo, ng ako, my wife, and my son, may mga symptoms, pero negative pa rin. So parang, di ba, weird. Di ba, you can get the symptoms, pero pwede pa rin siya mag-negative. So we really don't know what it is yet and how to really fight it. Yun.
Right.
Yun, so for my part, no, Marvin told me to share to you guys some basic financial planning 101 and also some hints or benefits of being a financial advisor. So, okay, so this will be slides. Okay.
Okay.
Okay naman audio ko, Miss Gail, no?
Yes, 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 you are. Uh-oh.
All right. Okay, sure. So let's get into it. No, so first we'll start. By the way, today I'll be representing the not my company. It's actually I'm representing all of the financial advisors, all of the insurance agents who are doing their work, their mission on really helping and protecting Filipinos prior to them being attacked by a sickness or death or disability. Okay, so wala akong logos na dadalhin ngayon. I'll be presenting yung mission namin as a whole. Ako, si Marvin, and si Sir Dan. Okay? So bakit important, no? I'll be talking English and Tagalog. Yan. And pwede din magbisaya from time to time. Okay?
Pwede.
Alright. So, pwede, no? Okay, why financial planning is very important. Number one is inflation. Alright? Yung 500 pesos 1995, ilang items na lang nabibili ngayon.
Yeah.
Right? So, inflation, the buying power of peso goes down 3 to 4% every year. At tapos kung naglalagay tayo sa bangko, ang interest lang doon, most of the common na interest sa bank is just less than 1%. Okay? So, we need to save and invest for our future. What else? Mothers, no? I know na sabi mo kanina, Miss Gil, na may your son is with you kanina nung
Oh,
nakita
yeah,
natin
yeah.
prior.
He's 17.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's my second son. My
17.
eldest is
So,
20.
College na yung 20. Wait,
Yeah.
19 years old magka-college ngayon, di ba?
Yeah, college na siya. First year college. Yung panganay ko. Tapos yung kanina, si Josh is 17. He's grade 11. So, senior high. And then my
Grade 11.
bunso naman is grade 7. Girl.
Yun, tama. So, 19 magka-college. Usually,
Yeah.
mga Philippines may K to 12, no?
Right.
Now, this is a fact. Tuition fee sa Philippines goes up 10% every year.
Yeah.
Ito din reason
Effect.
bakit yung CAP pension plan, pre-need company before, na nalugi kasi they did not
Oo.
use a actuarial science or calculation
Right.
prior to projecting that one, di ba? Magkano lang yung growth yung funds nila, no? Versus tuition fee ng Filipinos would grow 10% every year. So again,
Yeah.
1, inflation. Number 2, tuition fee, guys, no? Number 3, itong pandemic and the high cost of healthcare. Di ba? Mahal magkasakit sa Pilipinas. What else? Yung PhilHealth natin, medyo hindi okay this season of our lives as Filipinos.
Yeah.
I'm showing here, okay, etong two news, no, nung January, insurance sector pays out 2.3 billion COVID-related claims.
Wow.
All right? So, okay, no? So, again, palakpakan natin ang mga financial advisors and all the Filipinos who trusted and got themselves protected prior to having COVID. Imagine nyo lang ito The reason why you should financial plan and get an insurance is of course for you to have money. And imagine natin, no, Miss Gail, itong 2.6 billion na to, if iaasa pa natin sa government, di ba parang budget na dapat yon para sa mga Filipinos na mas kapos sa buhay? Budget na dapat yon for what? Better healthcare, no? So guys, if you can, no, if you have good income, please do get yourself protected. Huwag na tayo umasa muna sa gobyerno, di ba? Parang wag always tanong ito, reklamo. Have yourself protected, no? All right. So, yan 2.3 billion, no? Malaki din 'yan. This was nag-start yung pandemic sa Philippines was around March lockdown. Ito 2.3 billion as of September of last year. Wala pa yung up to date ngayon.
Katakot.
So imagine na lang, di ba?
Buti hindi malulugi yung mga insurance companies natin, di ba? They're paying out that much money.
Good point yun, Miss Gail, kasi insurance companies are required to be to have at least 300% na reinsurer or parang dapat may pondo sila 300% versus what they're offering or they're promising to their clients. No? So, kudos sa mga financial advisors, insurance companies dito sa Philippines. Okay. 2.3 billion. Okay, what else? Diba? Of course, ito, old tricks would no longer work. Okay, no? Our lolas, lolos, and even our parents, siguro yung financial planning nila dati was really to have a lot of children. Yung mom ko, 10 sila. Grabe, 10. So parang ang dami namin mga pinsan. Di ba? Parang ganyan yung concept before, di ba? Parang magre-retire ka, ang dami mong mag-aalaga sa iyong anak. Nowadays, ilan na lang yung anak usually? You mentioned you have 2 kids, tama?
I have 3.
Ms. Gail?
I have 2 boys,
3.
1 girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oo, no? So, versus yung 10 dati, di ba? Kumukonti ng mga anak ngayon and mahal na rin, di ba, yung education. So, by the time na adults na rin yung mga anak mo, there's that possibility na hindi talaga tayo masusuportahan ng mga anak natin.
That's right.
Okay? So, there's this thing we call sandwich generation wherein a Filipino is protecting or giving money to the parents at the same time producing money din sa family niya ngayon. So nasa sandwich ang Filipino. So that should be changed, no? And isa yan sa roles ng mga financial advisors to help Filipinos to prepare for their future. Yan. And why you should start young, okay? So the best time for you to get a policy or to get insured or to plan for your future is actually years and years ago. Okay, so this is an example. 3 people who was earning, who promised to save 5,000 per month for themselves. Okay, for the next 10 years, and then so total lahat sa kanila is 600,000. Okay, but the person A started 30 years old, 40 years old yung second, 50 years old yung third. If we can see, si 30-year-old na nag-start, 5.5 million na yung pera niya by the time he reaches 60 years old. Si 40-year-old is just 1.8. Yung 50-year-old nag-start, 650,000. Again, same sila ng inipon, but the 30-year-old person used time as his ally, no, as his friend, para mas lumaki pa yung pera niya. Yan. Okay, so proper way of building our wealth. So this is my personal take into it. No? So ano siya? Right foundations, knowledge, INC, INS, INV, tapos EST. So, INS, CSV. Okay? So, let me explain that one. So, it's income, insurance, investment, and estate planning. Okay. So, dig deeper natin. Income is basically cash flow. You need to work before you can get a policy, before you can get an investment, before you can pass on wealth to the next generation. Good cash flow. Dig deeper natin yan later. Of course, protection. No? Kahit na ang dami mo ng businesses, you have a lot of properties, one illness or one disability, pwedeng maubos lahat yan. Yeah. Alright? Investment, accumulation. No? So dito na yung businesses getting, exploring other investment vehicles here in the Philippines. And estate planning, basically, is transferring your wealth to the next generation without less loss. Okay. So first is right foundation. Very important. You need to know your identity, your purpose, current season in life. So basically self-awareness. So you need to ask yourself, ako, I'm a father. Okay? Basic sa akin is to provide for my family. Why should, dapat kailangan ito is by the time that if you're tempted to purchase something, you could check if it's your need or if it's your want lang.
Okay.
Is it really a need? Father ako, tapos bibili ako ng ano pa. Di ba mga, ano bang uso ngayon? Well, I buy plants. Ganon. So, and then I resell minsan. I give it to some friends as well. Pero, di ba, buying a plant na worth 35,000, di ba?
Oh
Meron
my
mga
God.
ganon.
Grabe.
Meron. Grabe. Prior to COVID, I purchased this Monstera. 750 pesos lang. COVID time, it was already 15 to 25,000.
What?
Baby pa lang ha, baby pa. Grabe. So, yun. So, pwede investment na yun. So, again, my point here is right foundation. Need to know who you are. What's your purpose in life? Just like Sir Marvin, di ba? Ano yung mga gusto niyang tulungang tao? Para alam mo paano mo gagastusin at bakit ka mag-iipon for your future. Very, very important. Kasi kung wala to, parang walang direction, no? Yung pag-iipunan natin. Okay. So next is cash flow or income. So good cash flow dapat. First is DIE, no? Our debts, itong mga utang dapat natin is dapat bumababa. All right? So kasi with the debts kasi it has interest rates, so as soon as possible pay it, all right? Number 2, increase your income. So a part of the COVID's paano ba? Role into sa lives ng Filipinos ay mas naging creative ang Filipinos, no? So we have businesses, side businesses, mas naging lumabas yung mga talents, no? All right? So very resourceful ang mga Filipinos. And lastly, less down your expenses. Okay? As much as possible. Ask yourself if it's a need or if it's a want. Okay? So, yan, you can screenshot that one. Now, ideally, after having income, maganda mag-invest na agad para mas lumaki pa yung pera mo, di ba? But sad thing, there are these kontrabidas in our lives, no? So, death, diseases, and disability. So, hindi lahat, no? It's a yin-yang or may mga bad things talaga sa buhay. All right? So, you need to get protection against death, diseases, and disability. Okay? All right. So, eto, if you have a car, it's worth 2 million pesos. Diba? Is it wise for it to be insured 100% or more, di ba? Pinaghirapan mo siya, right?
Right.
That's a car. Bahay mo. Sir Marvin, marami ang bahay, no? So, if you have 10 million worth of house, no? You need to insure it at least 100% kung masunog or may lindol, di ba? At least pwede mong mapaayos, no? From that insurance claim. Now, for example, there's this a magic ATM inside your house, no? That is producing 200,000 per month. That would be 2.4 million in a year, 72 million in 30 years time. Would it be wise for you to insure this ATM? Yes, di ba? It's producing money, di ba? Sa buhay mo. The question is, for most Filipinos, how actually that ATM is actually you. You're the one, for the breadwinners, you're the person, you're that money machine that's giving money to your family, to your dependents. No? So, ang tanong, bakit ikaw hindi insured? Yung bahay mo, yung kotse mo insured. That's basic, guys. Actually, medyo hindi na ako, konti na lang yung parang tawag nito, pasyensya ko sa mga taong bakit yung insurance is hindi importante. Parang ano na siya, very guys, ang ibang country, Singapore, 5 to 7 policies per person. My God, sa atin ang policy pa lang, ang yabang na ng isang Pilipino minsan. Pero guys, that's a reality, no? I've been in the business for 7 years. Parang it's basic. All right? It's basic. You need to be protected. Not only, first is because you're valuable and because other people are dependent on you. Okay? All right. So next is accumulation, no? So again, since kung protected ka na, ito na masaya na mag-invest. You need to learn about banks, pros and cons nitong mga financial vehicles na ito, stocks, bonds, okay? Difference ng dalawa, real estate, Okay, businesses, you can start your own business, mutual fund, top personal effects, or buying art. No, learn it. No, you can ask your financial advisors or go to YouTube or diba, Investopedia. Learn about these things and know according sa yung role mo and yung level of or risk taking mo and yung amount ng money na gusto mong i-risk, no? But you can choose from these things. Now, okay. Nawala yung isa. All right, so lastly is estate planning. Basically, that's distribution. So making sure that the next generation would enjoy the things that you have built over the years. No, sayang din, no? Kung walang proper estate planning, possible is maraming charges from BIR. Hindi alam, ay kailangan pala magbayad ng estate tax. What else? Your children could actually be fighting over your wealth if hindi mo naayos prior to leaving this earth. Okay? So, again, quick comparison or appreciation ng isang VUL, a variable unit link. Now, prior to our to VUL, yung mga insurance ng parents natin is purely protection or traditional as we call it here, a generic name. No? Yun, if you'll get money if you have death, disease, or disability. No? So walang investment part. No? By 1992, na-introduce ang VUL sa Philippines. And eto na siya, no? May insurance part na siya. So in the bank, if you, let's say, save 10,000 per month, 120,000 in a year, tas napakalit na interest, di ba? Sa dollar account ngayon, I believe nagsi 0% na yung interest rate. Grabe, no? Dollar account pa yon. Tapos, again, if you diagnose with critical illness, yung 120,000, I have teammates na, my sister even is a nurse, no? Yung 120,000 in just one day, 1 to 2 days, ubos na yon. Okay. You could say na may HMO kami sa work namin. Maximum 250,000 na yan for a manager level. So, diba, after 2 months, 1 month, where would you get that money? And that stress of looking for money, seeing your loved ones, looking for money, nahahassle sila, would that stress help you in your, diba, healing process? Dahil no? Dobling stress yung nangyayari sa atin. So, with a VUL, you could get, if you're young, 20 to 30, you can get 4 million or more. Critical illness. If nothing happens after 16 years, you could have 2.8 million na fund. Pwede siyang educational fund ng anak mo. If your son or daughter naging scholar, hindi nagamit, no? Hindi nagamit yung pera, you could use that money in any way you want. Pwedeng dream house mo na or any stuff. Retirement, okay, it could grow up after 35 years. Out of the 4.2 million that you placed in a VUL, it could grow up to 19.9 million. And anytime God will take you, no, the family could get 7 million pesos. Again, same amount of money, 10 pesos, 10,000. But here, yun na yung pera mo. That's where you get the things that you want and the things that you don't want to happen. Dito mo kukunin sa 120,000. For VUL, no, for the things that you don't want to happen, immediately may 4 million, tapos may 7 million for death insurance. For the things that you want to happen in your lives, meron kang savings fund na lumalaki at ini-invest sa mga big companies here in the Philippines. All right? So, again, as I said, basic na insurance, guys, no? A protection lang yan. Or, pwede siguro big people, mga mayayaman could tell us na, ano lang, I'm really rich already, I don't need protection. Parang kung magka-COVID man ako, meron akong pera sa bangko. I would like to present this one that insurance is not only for defense but also for offense. So, again, diba? Yan. Tapos pwede siyang gamitin sa estate planning. All right. So this is the basic way of how rich people or people use their money. No? So if I'm a dad, no, I'm be passing on to the next generation yung wealth ko. If I have 1 million pesos or dollars, if I have 2 kids, 500,000 sa isang anak, 500,000 sa isang anak, yun na yun. Next generation sa apo ko, 250 na lang sila. No? So bumababa yung value ng pinagpaguran ko sa next generation. Next, no? What we could do is wealth preservation. With my 1 million pesos or $1 million, 800,000, I could use it to enjoy, invest, or charity. Basta yung 200,000 I would use for my insurance. Again, at 200,000, I could give my kids tag 1 million still. Again, same amount of money, I enjoyed it. I was able to help other people. At the same time, my responsibility for my kids and the next generation, na ibigay ko pa rin, tag 1 million sa kanila. 1 million din sa apo ko. Kasi yung kids ko were taught with this kind of concept. Okay? Now, this is good, no? This one, so we call that wealth preservation. Ito yung, you could use insurance to really make, meron kaming, I'm from Agusan del Sur, no? Bisaya. Meron kaming governor doon, ang daming insurance outside of the country. Nung namatay siya, grabe, ang yaman ng pamilya. So this one, no? $1 million. Yeah. Ang gate pa lang, parang sa grabe, diba? So dito, 1 million pesos, ma'am, sir, okay? I sacrificed 400,000 for insurance, okay? 600,000 for my enjoyment. So with my 1 million, I produced 4 million extra money, tag to 2 million yung kids ko. And again, my kids know that concept, tag to 2 million din yung apo ko. So that's wealth creation already. Again, guys, insurance is not just an offense. You could use, not just a defense, you could use it as an offense for the better lives of your kids and the next generation. Okay? Yan. So, ano bang process usually? Huwag kayong matakot. Talk to a financial advisor, guys. Kasi, and then don't just ask your friend, anong kinuha mo? Kasi, yung policy na kinuha ni Marvin pwede hindi nag-fit sa'yo. 5 na pala anak mo. Yung policy ni Miss Gail is not applicable for a single person. Pwedeng ganon. No? So, ang process lang nun is first is diagnosis. Allow your financial advisors to ask questions. Just like doctors, di ba? Allow them to ask questions prior to them giving them solution. Kasi, imagine mo, nag-call si Sir Marvin sa doktor, tapos binigyan siya agad ng gamot without even asking questions. It's really bad, di ba? Pwedeng mas mag-worsen pa yung sakit niya. So usually, talking points will be about family, your occupation. Okay? Sa family, ilan kayo, how much ilan yung sinusuportahan mo. Occupation, your income, your expenses as well. Your recreation, okay, stuff that, and your expenses. Of course, D is your dreams, mga pangarap or goals mo sa buhay. And then R is risk assessment. Okay, so since with insurance or VUL, meron tayong options in putting in money sa medyo risky but higher growth. Meron ding lower risk but lower growth. So we need to take that risk assessment as well. So usually, 1 meeting yan. Pwede din isang meeting tong 1 and 2. But number 2 is presenting the solution na. No? The financial advisor will create a tailored fit design of policy for you. Again, based on sa diagnosis, sa fact-finding na nangyari sa number 1. And of course, if you as the client would like to get that, i-apply siya, i-underwrite ng company if you're really healthy and you're pwede ka bang i-allow with that kind of protection. And then last, if na-approve na siya, servicing ng mga clients, no? Amendments, kung may papa-change ka in the future, different from single, tapos nag-married ka, you will change your beneficiaries, no? You will increase your protection benefits and also claims. So yan yung usual process when you talk to a financial advisor. Don't be afraid. You could also talk to a lot of financial advisors. Just be honest to them. I'm looking around. Check ko din tong other companies. Okay lang yon. Just be honest and don't be afraid to say no kung ayaw. Yeah. And say yes kung okay. No? Filipinos kasi nahihiya tayong mag-say no. No? So, I'll think about it, ganyan. Just be honest, guys, no? The financial advisor would appreciate that kasi they also have time. I mean, they also have time for other people and their family. Okay? Yes ba, guys?
Yes.
Okay naman, Miss Gia, so far?
Yes.
Yan, so,
naman.
all right, so this part naman, yung the joy of being a financial advisor. Now, prior to being a financial advisor, I was a call boy, call center agent, technical support representative. Technical support representative for 7 years, no? So medyo pansin ko hindi mabilis yung growth. And on the sides, I was doing modeling and theater acting, mga ganon, no? So,
wow.
I met Marvin sa mga sa mga trips. Ano 'yan, Marv?
Model.
Model daw.
Model.
Wala. Oh,
So,
okay.
mabilis ng laos, so nag-financial advisor. Alright. So the joy of being a financial advisor. Okay, so eto guys, nasa gilid, ang sobrang liit, no? Number one, good income. Definitely, no? I was just, ang goal ko lang before, doing this part-time, was just 5,000 per month. Kasi for me, probinsyano, from Cagayan de Oro, Agusan, yung 5,000 pesos, I could already do backpacking Sagada for 5 days already, could go to Palawi Island. So, hilig ako sa backpacking, no? Tipid na tao. I could sleep sa terminals and all. So, pero yung income pala dito is okay talaga. Definitely. You can ask your friends na mga financial advisors, maganda po yung income. I won't put na lang sa money na. So, what else? Flexibility of time. Lalo na if you're a family person, no? Ang saya, no? Yung you could wake up anytime, you could meet people anytime, and actually anywhere, no? Even prior to pandemic, guys, I could go to Baguio and meet my relatives there. Sa Mindanao, I could close clients there as well. Lalo na ngayon, na pandemic, you'd actually close clients online already, no? Bawal lang for now kung nasa ibang bansa pa, no? They need to sign here in the Philippines. What else? No, growth is dependent on your performance and not on the company's availability of open roles. Guys, 7 years ako sa BPO industry, never man ako pumalo sa managerial position. So, kasi na yung account namin nalulugi, get transferred to another account. So parang ganun yung buhay doon, no? So, what else? Up to 9 international trips in a year. Most of the companies do give up to 4 seats, no? Per international trip. Free weekly trainings, all right? Health card, no? So if you do this part-time, you can also get a health card. Savings fund, no? May mga ganyan din binibigay yung companies. Insurance coverage, of course. Insurance company giving insurance coverage sa mga employees. And etong isa sa paborito ko. Kasi yung money, you could get it anywhere, eh. Diba? Parang you could have your own business, you could climb the corporate ladder and have good income. Pero yung mission really of helping other people. So in our case nila Marvin, Sir Dan, educating young Filipinos on their financial planning and protecting the breadwinners. It's something na hindi mababayaran ng pera. No, as Sir Marvin mentioned, it's not about the money, no? So ang sarap ng feeling. I have a friend, no, churchmate, kilala din ni Sir Marvin. Di nagsusmoke, walang bisyo, pero siya pa yung nagkanaso pharyngeal cancer sa barkada namin. So, at the long story short, he passed away. But thank God, no? It's sad, pero iba yung feeling that you could give money sa mga mahal nila sa buhay. No? So, aside from their grieving, at least yung financial support is already there. And then lastly, you can do this part-time. Now, if you have questions sa akin, you can post it. And also, you can also add me, Johnny Macanas Jr., personal account. Wala pa akong mga other pages and all. Mas eto yung ginagamit ko. So, that is all. Thank you so much, Ms. Gail, Sir Marvin, and Sir Dan. It's my presentation. Yan.
Thank you very much.
Hope our guests learned a lot.
Yeah, of course we do.
Yeah,
Thank you
a
so
lot.
much, Mr. Johnny Macanas Jr. Grabe. Ako mas lalo akong lalo ako na-enganyo. Nako, konti pa talaga.
Konti na lang.
Konti na lang talaga.
Konti na lang. So,
Konti na lang.
Dan yung nagsimula, tatapusin ni Dan.
But before we go to Sir Dante's presentation, I just would like to thank personally my very good friend, financial advisor. Kasama rin natin dati, Marvin, sa Sutherland Global Services, si Cathy D. Chelimuangco. Sobrang laki ng help niya sa amin, sa family ko, and very, very helpful siya. Beyond talaga dun sa role niya as being a financial advisor. Cathy, thank you very much for all your help for my family, and i-thank ko rin ang isang financial advisor ko, namin na friend ko rin, si Therese Leoncio naman. So, super thank you guys.
Alright.
Sila yung mga good friends talaga namin. And I'd like to say hello pala to Alvin Delfin. Diba, isa rin siya sa mga broker for for AXA. So,
Right.
yon. Yan.
Okay. So Johnny, thank you for sharing. Guys, you have heard Johnny is spoken from experience and with a lot of authority, right?
Definitely.
Johnny and Dan is actually two of the most humble people that I know, but once they start talking, they really know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And you've seen
super.
that with JR or Johnny's presentation. That's really the beauty of becoming a financial advisor and having yourself insured. You need to protect yourself, especially nowadays. It's volatile. We don't know what's going to happen in the world. A lot of people have died in the last 12 months already. A lot of people have lost their jobs. Make sure that you are amply protected, and your children will be able to survive. Your family will be able to survive even without you, unfortunately. But even if you did, I mean, the joy and the benefits of long-term planning is
Yeah.
being insured. That's really a lot of help. I myself have been insured since I'm 20 years old.
Wow.
That's my first insurance policy. I'm
Going
getting the
20 years.
benefit
Yeah.
already. Yeah.
Swerte kasi that's
Nai-withdraw
20
ko na.
years na.
Yeah, nai-withdraw ko na yung earnings on those insurance policies.
Mas
Wow.
yumaman
But
si
I also
Marvin.
have several. I have several insurance policies. I never get to see the point of not having one.
Mm.
Even if let's say stable ang income mo or whatever, you don't know what's going to happen. Kapag ka na-aksidente ka and all of that. Johnny has mentioned that already. So thank you, Johnny, for sharing. There are lots of questions that I could see, but we'll park it for now, and then we'll go to the questions later on. But for now, let's hear it from my, executive unit head in AXA Philippines, Mr. Dan Sarko.
Yes.
Thank you, Marvin. Thank you, Gail. So, good afternoon, everyone. So,
Good evening na.
Ay, good evening pala ako. Oo nga pala,
Kasi
sorry.
kwentuhan Hindi natin
Oo nga,
nararamdaman
hindi ko napansin. Diba? 5 tayo nagsimula.
Right.
Good evening na pala. So, thank you, Johnny, also for sharing. Actually, yung mga agents ko ngayon is also watching. Sabi ko, manood sila kasi this will definitely gonna help. Kasi
Hello.
may mga bago akong financial advisors ngayon eh. So anyway, so guys, tonight I'm going to share about tips about life insurance, health insurance, and investment process.
Wow.
So I'll be sharing lang some slides lang din. So ito, medyo magpapakilala lang ako ng konti. So by the way, I'm Dan Sarti Jr. Ang background ko talaga into investment banking. So I've been into investment banking for 17 years and 4 years na ako sa insurance industry. Prior to AXA, I used to be the Assistant Vice President of JP Morgan Chase under corporate and investment banking.
Wow.
Yun. So 4 years na pagiging financial advisor. Kasi I started as financial advisor eh. Part-time lang ako noon. I've actually seen 2 types of people. The first one, ito yung mga taong I think they're on their way to financial freedom. And some also have already achieved, financial freedom. Kasi I have 2 clients by the way ngayon na they retired, imagine, at age 45. As in 45 retired na sila. So they have like more than 100 million assets na. Yung isa doon, after nag-retire, nagbakasyon ng 6 months sa Europe. Imagine, di ba, ang saya. So,
Parang
yung
si
isa,
Marvin, alam ko gusto na rin mag-retire eh.
Ay, oo, si Marvin, kayang-kaya mo.
Kayang-kaya na eh.
Yeah, so, we were talking about that lang, I think few days ago, no, Marbs?
Yeah.
O kahapon lang ba yun? Parang gano'n.
Oo.
Yun, ito yung first type of people that I know. And ito yung parang last thing on their mind yung pera na lang, right? Kasi parang they saved enough, they invested enough, marami ng assets. Yung iba naman, on their way to financial freedom. Pero at least, di ba, papunta na sila doon. And the second one, they're the people who are in financial limbo. Ito yung medyo nakakalungkot kasi they're the ones who are constantly struggling to earn money. Ito yung mga parang living paycheck to paycheck, yung parang pag dumating na yung sahod, the following day, parang ubos na agad. Parang ganun, di ba? So, especially ngayong COVID, right? So, I think one of the biggest lessons that we learned during this pandemic, number one, the importance of saving and creating a passive income. Di ba? Kasi Take note guys, hindi lang saving, yung creative and passive income din. Yun. Paano ba natin ito maiiwasan? I have actually two important things to share. I mean, ito yung rule of budgeting. The 50-30-20 budgeting rule. Ano ba to? Ito yung paano natin ini-spend yung kinikita natin monthly. Right? So, ito daw, 50% daw yung kinikita natin dapat napupunta sa critical needs. Ito yung mga essentials. Parang lugaw, di ba?
Hindi nga kasi essential yung lugaw pag walang itlog eh.
Actually, one time, yun, just segue lang, parang nag-ano ako, parang ang daming mga lugaw-lugaw. Ano ba yan? I asked my agent. Yung pala yun. So, anyhow, parang ganito siya. Dito na pupunta yung lugaw sa 50% na to. So, groceries, housing, utilities, health insurance, car payments. Ito yung mga critical needs. And then 30% dapat napupunta daw sa wants natin. Ito yung shopping, dining out, hobbies, traveling, mga ganon. And eventually, dapat 20% napupunta sa savings natin. Savings and investment. So, imagine mo if you're earning, parang if you're only earning 20,000 per month, typically dapat you're able to save mga 4,000 pesos, di ba? So, yun. Itong 50-30-20 budgeting rule, this was popularized by Elizabeth Warren. She used to be the Harvard Law professor but now a senator in the US. So kaya medyo popular to. But actually it depends then on the status in life. Kasi pwede ding yung iba, 'di ba? Parang konti lang sahod, it could go 60, 20 or 10, parang ganon. But importantly, we have a guide. Itong 50-30-20 budgeting rule. And then the next one, ito naman yung emergency fund. Ano ba yung emergency fund? Ito yung pera tinatabi natin na kapag something happened na emergency sa family natin o sa buhay natin, pwede natin itong kunin. For example, minor health expenses. Unfortunately, or one of the people na nawalan ng trabaho, so at least meron kang makukuhang, di ba, fund. Kaya nga, we call it emergency fund eh. And the question now is, what is the right emergency fund now? So, we need to set at least 6 months worth of your salary in a savings account where it's easily accessible if needed. Yun. Actually, yung mga single, mga 6 months, ganun. Pero, I think if you're a breadwinner or you have a family, it could go up to 1 year. So, imagine mo ngayon, di ba, COVID? Nag-start tayo nag-lockdown noong March, no? Tapos, who would have thought na it could go up to this time na COVID ulit, lockdown ulit, right? Yeah. And hindi natin malalaman. So, yun, and sabi nga ng economic expert, ang economy daw natin would start to recover by 2022 pa, which is next year. Ganun siya kaano. So ngayon, we already know about the budgeting rule and emergency fund. Let's go into what we call the hierarchy of needs. Actually, si Johnny na-touch na to kanina. So, siguro konti lang din yung ano ko. Ito yung mga sinasabi natin. Ano ba yung dapat nating unahin? Right? Dapat ba muna mag-invest tayo? Dapat ba muna bumili tayo ng mga properties before tayo kumuha ng health insurance or protection insurance? Guys, take note. Before we jump into the, building up your investment portfolios, we need to strengthen first our financial foundation. Ano itong mga financial foundation na ito? This is the health investment and then protection investment. Take note, guys, sinabi ko investment, hindi siya expense. Let's see kung bakit. Imagine mo, for example, if you got diagnosed, if you need to undergo a coronary bypass surgery. Ito, for example, you need to spend 2 million pesos. Ang tanong ngayon, do you have 2 million pesos in your pocket or in your bank account, right? Kasi ang laki ng gastusin nito is one of the critical illnesses na talagang rampant in the Philippines. Pero kung meron kang health insurance, for as low as 3,500, covered ka na ng 2 million pesos. Di ba investment siya? 3,500 lang, pero covered ka ng 2 million.
Right.
Kaya importante siya. So, kung meron ka namang health insurance, ito naman yung tanong ko. What type of health insurance do you have? Does it matter? Yes, it matters po. So, meron tayong tinatawag na critical condition rider and meron din tayong tinatawag na stand-alone health insurance. Ano tong critical condition rider? By the way, guys, sa insurance industry, what we call this critical condition kasi ito yung mga Ito yung health insurance na ang mako-cover lang sa'yo yung mga critical illnesses like cancer, stroke, terminal illness, mga ganun. Yung mga lalalang talaga. Heart attack, mga ganun. So, anong kaibahan niya? Ang critical condition rider, if yung insurance mo, merong health insurance and investment, tapos merong health, tawag nun rider. Critical condition rider yan.
Right.
But if ang insurance mo, health insurance lang, standalone lang, health insurance yan. Standalone health insurance ang tawag dyan. Bakit importante? Ano yung kaibahan ng dalawa? Kung yung critical condition rider, kasi mura yan eh. Kasi ang main plan mo talaga dyan is life insurance and investment. Kinabit lang dito yung health insurance, which is yung critical condition. Mura yan, but take note, ang problem nito, for example, 24 years old ka, di ba? You're paying for the critical condition rider. Sabi mo na mura lang yan eh, mga siguro 2,000 yearly or 3,000. But kung ikaw yung type na healthy, hindi ka nagkakasakit, at umabot ka ng age 70 years old, imagine mo yung binayad mo from 24 years old ka hanggang 70 years old. Yung pong mga yon na binayad mo, tapon siya. Hindi mo siya makakuha. Unlike kapag stand-alone health insurance ang kinuha mo, yun, meron tong cash benefit na pwede mo kunin kapag hindi ka nagkasakit. So, 3-in-1 yan eh. Number 1, health insurance. Kasi nga, para dito talaga yan, di ba? If you don't get sick, you'll definitely get cash benefit. Meron din itong return of premium. Ibabalik talaga sa yung binayad mo. Di ba? Ang saya. So, and then eventually, kung hindi ka naman nagkasakit, hindi mo kinuha, namatay ka, which is eventually it will happen, makukuha ng beneficiary mo. Kaya maganda, I would advise, kung wala pa kayong health insurance, you should go for stand-alone health insurance. Ang kaibang, lang nitong sa kabila, yung sa critical condition, mura lang siya. So, kung ngayon, meron kayong critical condition and tingin mo, you can pay now for a stand-alone health insurance, then you better get one.
Okay.
Yun. And for me, ang coverage dapat ng critical conditions natin, at least mga 2 million pesos. Kasi di ba, alam nyo naman yung hospital bills nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Yun, pag nagka-COVID ka, hindi lang thousands of pesos ang pwede mong maging hospital bills. I was talking to a friend yesterday, meron na siyang kakilala, 3 days pa lang, 300,000 yung hospital bills sa COVID.
Sa private,
So,
di ba? Ganun.
Sa private siya. What more kung ano pa siya, kung na-intubate na, di ba? Kasi, like, actually, yung segue lang din, last October, na-admit ako sa mga TEMED. Pero only to find out na anxiety attack lang pala yun. Siguro nakaisip ko.
Yung sister ko ganun din. Puro anxiety attack.
Common pala yun?
Oo, so parang hindi ako parang nahihirapan ako huminga. Yung oxygen level ko bumababa doon. So parang inadmit ako doon. But after all the tests, wala naman. Ganun din sa sister mo, parang wala siya. Parang
tapos bumaba yung potassium, niya, parang akala nga nila COVID, tapos hindi naman. Normal naman siya, negative naman. So talagang anxiety attacks. Pinaano nga siya, actually, sorry share ko lang din. Pinaano siya, tingin sa parang psychiatrist. Kasi nga, puro normal naman kasi yung test. Tapos di siya makahinga. Nung tinest naman, okay. So yun, kailangan talaga. Pinapunta siya sa psychiatrist. So, I don't know with you kung pinapunta ka rin ba kasi anxiety attack kasi siya.
Ako pinauwi ako after 3 days.
Sorry?
Okay yung sister mo?
Okay na siya. Sinabihan rin namin siya na wag na lang masyadong mag-isip kasi baka makakatulong at saka mag-pray. So, yun. Pero pinapunta talaga siya kasi she really needed that, ano tawag dito? Clearance, parang medical certificate na makabalik sa work. So, sabi ko, mahirap din, di ba? Kasi sabi ng mga doctors, wala naman talagang problem. Pero hindi talaga siya makahinga. Hirap talaga siyang huminga. Tsaka naninigas siya yung oxygen level niya and all. So, yun. Pero at least, importante naman kasi nagpatingin tayo sa doctor, di ba? Yun ang importante. At least you know that you're safe. Alam mo kung ano yung nararamdaman mo. So,
that's right. Actually, doon ko din nalaman na yung sa Makati Med, pag COVID ka pala, yung meron silang tatawag na COVID room, double yung bayad. Like, ako nung sa regular room ako, 5,000. Pag COVID room ka daw, 10,000 plus.
Oh my God. Grabe.
Per night to ha. So imagine mo kung mag 1 week ka na. So meron silang, kasi yung special room doon para may UV light ata eh. Parang gano'n sa Makati. Kaya,
okay.
Kaya medyo gano'n siya kamahal. Pero imagine, right? Tapos 2 weeks ka pang na-admit. So, yun. Anyway,
Yes.
going back, so dito na ako so ulit sa next ano ko. Ito naman HMO. Ito importante to, di ba? So, but like what Johnny kanina said, yung HMO natin, it could go, ang max na pwede niyan is 250,000 lang yung regular employee. Si Marvin, executive yan, kaya 500,000 yun. Yung coverage niya. Pero typical employee, usually 150,000 to 200,000 lang. So, ang tanong kasi doon, enough ba yung HMO natin to cover our medical bills? Lalong-lalo na kung mga critical illnesses. So, ito, isi-share ko lang kasi because kanina, sinare ni Marvin, yung kay AXA, meron kaming Global Health Access. Ito kasi, ang coverage nito, 100 million. So, tama kagay kanina, nagtaka ka, yes, 100 million siya. Kasi you can use it anywhere in the world. Like, worldwide coverage kasi siya. So, imagine mo naman kung punta ka ng US, di ba, ng hospital ka, yung hospital bills mo naman in dollars. So, kaya ganun din siya kalaki. Ang advice ko, kung meron kang HMO na local, pwede kang magdagdag ng supplement. Ito, pwede mo itong gawing supplements. Like what I did eh. For example, sa AXA, meron lang akong maliit mga 160,000 lang kasi it's only a benefit from the company. So, ang ginawa ko, meron kaming tatawag na deductibles. Okay, kung halimbawa kung kay Marvin, first 500,000 or 200,000, ang HMO mo muna ang magbabayad.
Okay.
Tapos pag lumagpas, saka lang papasok to si Global Health Access. Diba? Parang supplemental siya eh. Mura lang siya, hindi siya ganoon kamahal kasi 'di ba para masya ka. Imagine 100 million eh. Like sa case ko, ang deductible ko 100,000. I think I'm only paying 45,000 annually. 'Di ba? Pero I was already covered by 100 million. And ito, yung HMO natin hanggang age 65 lang, pero ito renewable siya hanggang age 100. 'Di ba? Lahat ng local HMO 65 lang 'yan. Wala ka ng coverage after that. But with this 100 years old.
Wow.
So, tapos choose your own doctor pa, choose your own hospital. Kasi pag local HMO, kung sino na yung accredited nila, di ba?
Yeah.
Ito hindi. Kahit sinong doctor na kakilala mo na gusto mong doon ka magpa-check or hospital, pwede siya. And cashless siya. So, yun. Kino-cover namin yung COVID.
That's great.
Ayun. So, to recap lang, what health protection that you need, HMO and then health insurance. Actually, hindi siya magkalaban eh. It actually complements each other. The HMO kasi will pay your hospital bills. Pero hindi ka naman niya bibigyan ng cash, diba? Ng HMO mo. With health insurance, ito yung may cash benefit. Ito yung bibigyan ka ng pera kapag na-diagnose ka ng critical illness. Kasi sometimes kapag nagkasakit ka, diba? Especially pag mga critical illnesses, ang tanong kasi doon, makakapagtrabaho ka pa ba? What if you're a breadwinner? So, saan nila kukunin? Kasi buhay ka pa nito eh, hindi ka pa naman patay. So, talagang feel mo talaga yung burden sa family kapag wala kang health insurance. But with health insurance, by getting a cash benefit, meron kang pwedeng gamitin, number one, kasi pag na-hospital ka, may maintenance pa yan, may mga check-ups pa and all. Eh, what if naubos yung HMO mo na isang gamitan lang? Eh, next year pa magre-replenish yun, di ba? Eh, do you have to wait for another year just for you to be, to be cured? So, hindi na, di ba? So, this will definitely help everyone na wala pang health insurance. Kumuha kayo talaga ng health insurance for your own, protection, especially for your family's protection. Yun. So, adding health protection or health investment, it eases burden of expensive costs of treating illnesses and provides for yourself and your loved ones when you're no longer able to work because of illness.
Yeah.
Yan. Ito yung pangalawa. Ito yung protection. Ano yung protection na ito? Ito yung tawag nating health insurance. Basically, bakit natin kailangan ng insurance? Number one, pampalibing mo. Di ba? We all will all die. Ikaw yung tipong gusto mo talagang, halimbawa, gusto mo talagang ma-remember ka na buong angkan mo to the next generations or gusto mo ng musuleo, di ba? Baka yung 1 million coverage mo, ubus lang doon, right? It depends on how you want to be remembered. So, pangalawa, income replacement for your family. So remember na wala ka, lalo na kung breadwinner ka, paano sila mabubuhay? Ito na lang question ko usually dyan. If you die now, ano ba yung maiiwan mo sa family mo? Diba? You have to reflect, Kasi, kawawa naman sila eh. Sabi nga nila, insurance na hindi naman daw para sa buhay, kundi para dun sa mga maiiwan mo. Pangatlo, it will help pay off mortgage or debts. Usually, yung mga single kasi ito yung sinasabi nila sa akin eh. ano yung family ko, kaya na nilang mabuhay, hindi ko naman kailangan. Ang tanong, baka naman may utang ka. Baka naman may car loan ka, baka naman may condo loan ka, di ba? Iniiwan mo pa magbabayad yung family mo. So, di ba, namatay ka na, nang iwan ka pa ng utang. So, yung life insurance will help your family para bayaran yung utang mo. Yun. Ito sumunod, estate taxes. Kanina si Johnny mentioned about estate taxes already. And then education. And then itong business continuity. Importante din to. I belong to an organization last year. Nag-resign kasi ako kasi I needed to focus to AXA. Ito yung Business Network International, BNI. We call it BNI. And part ako ng org na yun. I used to be the ambassador. Parang I talk to a lot of business owners every single day. Talagang absorb mo talaga yung nila, yung burden nila na parang yung business nila nag-stop. Yung parang wala na silang mapangsahod sa mga employees, mga ganun. Kasi, di ba, stop eh. So, itong health insurance makakatulong din to, especially, for example, upon the demise of the business owner. Business continuity ang tinatawag yan. And, of course, last, charitable gift. Kung gusto mo mag-donate, pwede din to, di ba? Yung mga mayayaman may ganito eh. So, yun, rule of thumb, to estimate the insurance coverage you need, simply multiply by your family's annual expenses times 10. So for example, 50,000 yung yung annual income to, no? Saan ba 100,000 times 10? So, yun yung dapat mo. Coverage ng insurance mo. So, hindi lang 1 million eh. So, let's example, parang 100,000 per month ang expenses ng family times that's 1.2 million. Imagine if you multiply by 12, that's 12 million already. So kasi people will always tell you na meron akong 1 million. Ang tanong kasi diyan, magkano na lang ang 1 million pag nakuha ng family mo, right? Saan siya aabutin? So maliit siya. Ayun, so ito, bakit siya maging investment din itong life insurance? For example, yung family mo kailangan ng 4 million. Sample dito, may final expenses, yung mga funeral cost, yung household expenses nila for 5 years para lang meron silang enough time para makarecover within 5 years. Child education, 4 million pesos. Ito yung tanong, meron ka bang 4 million ngayon? Pero kung meron kang health, life insurance, first loss 1,700 or it depends on your age, meron ka na kagad coverage ng 4 million pesos. O, di ba? Mura lang yan eh. Ito tinatawag namin sa insurance, term insurance. Kaya mura siya. Yun. Ito yung income protection, it aims to help your loved ones continue living comfortably even when you're no longer around. It will also ease the financial burden of having to cover for the final expenses, death expenses, and other obligations you may leave behind. So yun. Once ito na, so kanina na natin na dapat you have a strong foundation. Kapag meron ka ng health insurance and then health insurance, then saka na pwedeng mag-invest. Actually, to be honest, sa panahon ngayon, meron nga tinatawag na VUL eh. Like what Johnny mentioned kanina, meron variable unit link na it's a combination of insurance and investment. So, pwede mo na talagang pagsabayin yan. Right? So, ang tanong ngayon, where can you invest your money? Pwedeng cash. Ito yung pwedeng pag-investa natin pagtaguan natin ng emergency fund. Like sa banks, pwede mag-time deposit. Bonds naman. Etong bonds, to give you it's usually mga 5 to 10% ang earnings in a year. Ngayon, medyo yung bonds eh. Maganda yung performance ng bonds. And then variable link investments, ito yung insurance with investments. Ito yung ino-offer ng mga insurance companies. And then mutual funds, ito yung mga ino-offer din ng mga financial institutions. And stocks or forex. So ito yung mga investment, paper investment na available in the market na pwede nyong pag-investan depending on your risk appetite. Yun. Ito naman yung investment process. Paano ba magsimula? Di ba? Sige, fine. Na-convince na ako, kailangan emergency fund, kailangan ng rule of budgeting. Paano ba ako magsimula? We have what we call the investment process. Number 1, kailangan mo muna alamin ano yung financial goals mo ba talaga sa buhay. Eto, iano ko na lang din. Ito yung dapat financial goals mo, just a tip lang din. It has to be smart, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Ito, very cliche na yan, smart. Anong sample? I want to retire at age 60 with 16 million fund by saving only 12,000 per month for 30 years through growing my passive income. Smart siya, di ba? Meron siyang definite goal. Gusto niya mag-retire at age 60. Magkano yung gusto niya? 16 million. Para malaman mo kung magkano ba talaga ang kailangan mo i-save now para mahabol mo yung retirement age mo ng 60. Yun. Pag nalaman mo yun, ito yun sumunod doon mo palang malalaman saan ka pwede mag-invest. So, know your financial goals. Tapos, know what you want. Pangalawa, current financial status. Ito yung know what you have. Ano bang meron ka ngayon? So, ang pwede mong gawin, of course, you have to list down all your expenses, all your income, and then tingnan mo kung anong meron ka ngayon, pati mga assets mo. Tapos, doon mo malalaman kung magkano ba yung budget mo para mag-invest. Kasi when you know your budget, you know your financial goals, malalaman mo kung saan ba talaga pwedeng ikaw mag-invest. Kasi, ito yung sample. Bigyan ko ng sample dito. Ito parang, I call this one retirement calculator. Ang number one question dito, how much will you need to live comfortably if you were to retire today? Halimbawa, 60,000 pesos. Gusto lang yung gusto kong gastusin kapag nag-retire na ako. Ano yung age mo today? 37. Kailan mo gusto mag-retire? 50. Life expectancy, pwedeng 70 or mas matanda pa dyan. 70, medyo buhay ka pa niyan, di ba? Parang to be conservative, halimbawa ganun So dito sa illustration na to, you have 13 years to save for your retirement. Para pagdating ng 50 to 70, nagre-reap ka na lang ng passive income. So dito, ang sample, di ba nalaman mo kung anong goals mo, 60,000 monthly, yung retirement fund mo. Dito mo makakompute, dapat kailangan mo daw ng 16 million when you retire. Tapos ma-assess mo magkano yung savings mo ngayon, future value na when you retire, ito na. Tapos ito na lang yung kailangan mong i-save ngayon. I mean, kailangan mong ma-achieve 10 million for example. So, doon mo malalaman, magkano ba yung kailangan mong i-save monthly? At doon mo din malalaman kung saan ka pwede mag-invest. Kasi if you're the type of person na nakapag-invest ng maaga, konti na lang hinahabol mo sa retirement mo, pwede ka mag-invest na lang sa bonds. Kasi low risk pa yan But if you're the type of person na wala ka masyadong na-save, naghahabol ka sa retirement fund mo, sa retirement mo, parang ganon, kailangan mo mag-invest sa stock or forex. Kasi these two types of investment yield high return of income. So, ganun siya. So, wala talagang, it really depends on you. Iba-iba tayong goals Iba-iba din yung natin. So, doon mo palang malalaman kung saan ka pwede mag-invest. So, you just don't jump into investing. You have to assess. You have to assess yourself. It takes time, pero, once you make it a habit, mapupunta ka rin doon matututo ka din.
Yeah.
Saan naman tayo pwede mag-invest? Ito, I would suggest just both invest in the local market and then in the global market. So, local market ngayon maganda mag-invest kasi bagsak yung stocks, right? Especially, last year, nung March. Imagine 40% yung discount. Para kang, you went to the mall, di ba? Nakita mo 40% discount, tapos gustong-gusto mo yun, bibilihin mo, right? So, imagine mo 40% discount. Magkano lang ba yung interest ng Philippine Stock Exchange on the annual basis? 6% lang. Pero itong stocks na to, imagine 40% yung discount na nabili mo. Di ba ang laki? Pag umabot tayo sa state ng recovery, ito yung gain mo. 40%. Ngayon, you could, the stocks are still pretty low, but baka mga 20% off pa yan. So, it's still the best time to invest nowadays. And then, ito naman, global market, kailangan i-mix nyo siya. Like, for this one, NASDAQ, this is top 100 companies in the US. NASDAQ companies. Ngayon, all-time high yung US market. So, pag pinagsabay mo nito, based from studies, malaki yung gain. If you both invest dividedly into, local and then global market, we call it diversification. You have to diversify your funds. Kasi 95% of the Filipinos is only invested in the local market. Try global market, for example, US market. Yeah. So, like ito, meron kaming US market na kung napapansin mo yung graph dito, mas malaki pa yung ginin during pandemic. Diba? Kasi sa US kasi, they're mega tech companies like Apple, Google, Microsoft, Facebook. Diba ngayong COVID, puro online lahat. Amazon. So kaya sobrang laki ng stock nila, yung increase nila. So maganda mag-invest ngayon sa US stock market. Plus ito din global market, we also have the Global Market Fund na parang you can invest in 5 regions, US, Europe, Asia, UK, Japan, in one fund na. So, other insurance companies meron din ito. So, you can talk to your financial advisors. But I would suggest you try to invest in the global market as well. Ito naman, why we need to invest nowadays kasi based on the history of stock market crashes, malaki talaga yung nag-gain kapag nag-invest during pandemic or recession. So dito, for example, 29% yung gain per year. Magkano lang naman ang interest ng PSEI? 6%. Diba? But if you try to invest, if you invest in, during COVID or recession, ito yung potential gain mo, 30%. Malaki, right? Yun. Meron akong client, nag-earn siya ng almost 27% last year and then this year as well by investing in the US stock market. Yun. Ito naman, Forex. Kasi guys, I'm also a Forex broker. This one is close to me. Like last year, I had 30 million client portfolios. Bakit ko gustong Forex? Kasi pandemic-proof siya eh. And then recession-proof. Kahit ano yung galaw ng market, bumagsak, tumaas, we make money in Forex. Ito yung the best sa kanya. Pangalawa, mas mataas yung return. Ito, actual performance, yung pinapakita ko sa inyo, actual performance namin yan, from 12% to 40%. Pero akong client, imagine, invested 5 million. 50% na gain na, 2.5 million in one single year. Realized gain yan ha, hindi yan paper gain, hindi yan paper loss. Ibig sabihin, pwede mo siyang withdrawin. Yun. And then short-term kasi to. So why we promote in insurance industry long-term, ito naman pinopromote ko short-term. Kasi that's why din ako nag-Forex eh. Kasi we always promote long-term, long-term, long-term. But people have short-term needs as well. So kaya ako nag-Forex. Kasi ang Forex, ang lockdown nito 6 months lang, pinakamaiksi. At ang pinakamatagal nito 3 years na. So di ba masyadong maiksi lang yung holding period niya. Kaya I also promote Forex. Like stocks, din siya, high risk din siya, but with investing in a regulated broker and by having a fund manager who is very conservative into trading, safe din mag-invest sa Forex. So dapat yung kailangan yung tandaan, dalawang yun.
Alright, yun ang importante talaga.
Yeah. Tapos ito, tingnan mo, yung niya, 500,000 sa bangko. After 5 years, 1%. 1% na nga, wala pang 1% yun sa bank. 525. Pero yung investment sa Forex, earning 12%, 1 million na siya after 5 years. Di ba ang laki ng difference?
Yeah.
Yun. Ito naman, actual performances ng dalawang clients ko. Imagine for 2.5 million, nag-earn siya ng passive income ng 45,000 pesos. Diba? With 2.5. And then isa naman, client ko, the 5 million, imagine ang passive income mo with 5 million is 200,000 plus. Kaya pwede ka na mag-retire niya by having 5 million. Yun. Actually, this one is better than real property. Kapag real property mo is parang na siya, RFO na. Kasi for 5 million pesos, magkano lang naman ang renta niyan, di ba? 30,000, 40,000. But with this one, with 5 million pesos, you're earning 200,000 per month. Sobrang laki ng difference eh. So yun. I would suggest investing in real property, yung mga pre-selling pa. So mga ganyan. Tapos, ito, Forex versus stocks. Like what I said, kung short-term ang goal mo, Forex, pag long-term, VUL, kasi kompleto na siya. Ito yung variable unit link namin, insurance with investment. Yun. At ito pa yung tips din into investing. I know people would like to invest one time, big time, like 5 million isang bagsak. But it actually beats by regular investing. For example, every single year nag-invest ka. Yun. Kasi based sa projections ng mga fund managers, by regular investing, mas malaki pa rin yung gain mo. Kasi sa isang bagsak ka lang nag-invest. Kasi imagine mo, every year ka nagsisave, di ba? So meaning, marami kang maiipon. Kasi yung isang bagsak ka lang nag-save. Yun. So, your investment strategy, kung saan ka mag-invest, would definitely depend on 2 things. Number 1, ito yung sinabi ko kanina, your distance from the finish line. Gaano ka kalayo sa goal mo? Sabi ko kanina, kung malayo ka, naghahabol ka, of course, kailangan mag-invest sa forex or stocks or mutual funds. Pero kung medyo malapit ka na kasi you've invested and saved money a lot during your younger years, pwedeng sa bonds ka na. hindi ka pwedeng basta mag-invest kung saan-saan. You have really to know your financial goals and you have to know the distance kung gaano ka kalayo dun sa financial goals mo.
Okay.
Yun. And then your skills and understanding of your chosen mode of travel. Dapat alam mo din kung saan ka nag-invest. Yun.
Yeah, yun
Ito
ang
na,
importante.
ano din siya, personalized financial coaching, hindi kasi din ganun kadali, 'di ba? Mag-analyze nito kaya nga we have financial advisors, we have financial consultant kasi there's no one size fits financial solution. You run your own race daw. 'Di ba? Iba-iba yung goals natin, iba-iba yung buhay natin. So iba-iba din yung goals natin. 'Yun. And kaya meron tayong mga financial advisors nowadays na tutulong sa atin para ma-achieve yung financial goals. Ayun. Ito actually yun lang yung i-share ko. Ito naman career opportunity with AXA. Bakit ako nag-resign from JP Morgan? Actually, I got promoted already to VP, the Vice President. Hindi ko lang siya na-pinush kasi decided na talaga akong mag-resign that time. So I have lots of opportunities. To be honest, wala akong problem during my corporate jobs. They sent me to different countries. Napunta ako ng London, napunta ako ng New York, ng Edinburgh, ng Australia, name it, every single year. Pero bakit ako nag-resign? Diba? Napagod ako eh. I got burnt out into the corporate job. So actually, before ako nag-resign, people are asking me, parang sure ka ba yan sa gagawin mo and stuff? So I have opportunities then nung nag-resign ako, I have like a boss. Kasi mga close ko na yung mga VPs abroad eh. May boss ako sa London and then they offered me positions pero sabi ko I'm decided na ako. Gusto ko na din talaga mag-AXA. Kasi prior to that, nagpa-part-time na ako nung I got burned out. So someone actually from Facebook, na branch head ko na siya. Hindi ko siya kilala ha. So he messaged me, he offered me to become a financial advisor. Yun, sabi ko sige kasi medyo naghahanap na nga ako ng segue noon eh. So yun. Tapos nagustuhan ko siya kasi it's actually close to me as well kasi I'm into investments.
Right.
So, let me give it a try. So, I've never been into sales, promise. Never ako. Tapos personally, if you know me personally, alam nila mahihain ako and stuff. Medyo na-develop na lang ng konti nung when I joined Financial Advisor. And, bakit ko nagustuhan to? Kasi kasi wala akong sales experience eh. Pero bakit ko siya nagustuhan? Kasi sa lahat ng binibenta, ngayon, ito yung binibenta na kahit for me, ipagdikdikan mo sa mga ibibentahan mo pala, makakatulong to sa kanila at any angle, di ba? Life insurance, health insurance, and then matutulungan mo sila makapag-ipon. So like what Marvin and then Johnny said, advocacy din talaga siya. As I talk to a lot of people, doon ko na-realize na parang, kasi I have experiences na nung bago lang ako, na ito, totoo ito, for example, inalo ko ngayon the following month na matay. Ito na lang staff ko, inalo ko ngayon the following month nagka-cancer. So alam mo yun, by talking to a lot of people and then hearing their stories na mga ganyan, parang doon ko ni-realize yung value ng pagiging financial advisor. So hindi lang siya basta benta-benta eh.
Yeah.
We change people's lives.
That's true.
So, yun. Kaya, nung na-enjoy ko na siya, tapos, of course, parang financially naman, hindi naman ako, na kailangan ko din talaga mabuhay, di ba? So, part-time ako noon. So, when I was making 100,000 per month na, part-time ako, and then 100K quarterly bonus, sabi ko, pwede na to. Hindi naman ako din naghahangad ng sobrang laki. Basta maging happy ka, yun. Nag-resign ako. Yun. So, yeah. Ito, nag-join ako sa AXA. After 2 years kong part-time, hindi ko masyadong pinush. Dati kasi sobrang busy ko din sa work eh. So, di ba, I used to be the AVP, parang handle ko yung Asia eh. So, yung isang team ko nag-start ng 5:30 and we end up 12 midnight. So, gumigid na ako dyan eh. So, talagang pinart-time ko lang din siya at first. Yun, namin, so ang partner ni AXA here in the Philippines is Metrobank. Yun, ito yung team namin na Marvin.
Wow! This si Marvin, no?
Yan. Galingan ni Marvin, first 3 months siya, senior financial advisor. Yun yung tanong ko sa kanya kanina.
Congratulations, Marbs! Grabe! Ang bilis.
Congratulations!
Oo.
Tapos balisin qualifier pa yan.
Wow! Ayos ah. Grabe.
Yun yung tanong ko kay Marvin dati, bakit ka ba mag-AXA? Parang, di ba Gail kanina, yung sabi mo, meron na siya lahat.
Yeah.
So, yun.
True.
Kasi rewarding naman talaga. So, aside from advocacy, financially naman, rewarding siya. Like, you could earn 5 to 6 digit monthly commission. And then, pwede ka dito mag-earn ng 8 times quarterly bonus. Kasi, di ba, sa corporate natin, 13-month pay. Di ba, mandatory kasi. For some companies, could give you like 13, 14-month pay. Pero hanggang doon na lang. Pero dito sa insurance industry, you could get at least mga, siguro if you're doing really good, mga 18th month pay, kumbaga sa corporate. Kasi 8 times quarterly bonus eh. Yun, then may overhead commissions ka pa after 5 years, you could, meron kang free travel. Ako sobrang close to sa akin kasi I love traveling. So kasi I've been to 66 countries.
Grabe.
Pero nung nag-join ako kay AXA, free yung travel, ang saya ng libre, wala ka nang gagawin, pupunta ka na lang sa airport, lahat, all expenses paid. And then meron din dito retirement fund after 5 years. So, imagine not all companies could give retirement fund, right? But with insurance industries, we give retirement funds. And then free HMO din siya, and then life insurance. And then yun. And then, ano din yung team namin last year, out of 900 rookie teams. Rookie kasi when we say rookie, ito yung mga team na 1 year and below.
Yeah.
But out of 900 rookie teams, nag-number 1 yung team namin ni Marvin, nationwide.
Congratulations! Grabe!
So,
Congratulations.
yun. So, yun lang guys, ang masishare ko tonight. If you have questions, Johnny and I can help probably, no?
Lots of questions actually from the audience. Thank you, Dan, for sharing. But before that, let me remind me always to invest in forex.
Oo nga, no? Uy, nawala yung mga questions. Were you able to, screenshot the
Yeah,
questions,
it's there,
Mars?
but before we go to the questions, probably we'll, because for a lack of time, it's been 2 hours, probably we'll read 2 to 3 questions. But let me thank first both Dan Sarte and Johnny Macanas for sharing. That's Insurance and Investments 101 for everyone. You see,
Yes.
Insurance is complicated. It's a lot of numbers. Investment is even more complicated. But the way that these two has presented it, if I am the client right there and then I would have signed up because it's foolproof. It's logical. Why not? Di ba? Everything that they have mentioned is true. You cannot even contest that because it's a life story. It's needed. It happens. You know that these things happens to people around you, to your family, to your friends. It could happen to you. So why not set up yourself for maximum protection? That you could have, and it's not that expensive. Again, guys, insurance is not expensive. It's one of those things na madaling bilhin kasi hindi mo siya mararamdaman talaga. But the returns is really quite good. Kapag ka na-aksidente ka, you are covered. If you don't get any accidents or any health issues until retirement or until such time that your insurance matures, you get to have the earnings. So walang nawala sa'yo. Basically, in-invest mo lang talaga siya and then you get maximum returns more than any bank could actually offer. So that's the beauty of having insurance. All right, so we'll just probably ask the two gentlemen here for some questions from the audience, and then if you still have time, I also have questions myself that I would like to be clarified on. So there is this question from George Lee. I'll be asking this to any one of you who would want to answer. How do you diversify your fund allocation? Let's say for retirement and the age of the client is 44 years old. How many percentage for equity and how many percentage for global? Anyone?
Well, ako for me, the number one...
Sir Dan?
Sige. Hindi ko... Ako ang gagawin ko kasi what I usually do with my clients. Di ba kasi the first, like what I said kanina, the first, usually ginagawa natin mag-invest. Di ba? Ano muna allocation, ganyan-ganyan, di ba? But hindi dapat, we don't have to jump into that conclusion yet. First. You have to know gaano ba kalayo yung 44 years old sa financial goals niya. Di ba? Hindi yung basta ka lang mag-invest sa stocks. Kasi malaking return eh. Mag-divide ka lang sa bonds or 30%. Kasi usually ganun eh. Balance funds, I'll go straight to the point. Kung regular na 30% sa bonds, 70% sa equities. Right? For a 44-year-old. Pero the question is, gaano ba siya kalayo doon sa hinahabol niyang goal? Kasi kung, for example, that person has saved enough, baka hindi mo naman kailangan mag-equity. Baka pwedeng pure bonds ka na lang. Right? So, it really depends on how well that person doon sa goals niya. But kung kung ako, usually what we offer sa mga 30-70, sa mga 44 years old. Pero, hindi, parang hindi ko talaga masyadong sa suggestion eh. I would go to sit down with that person, tapos alamin kung gaano siya kalayo doon sa niya, saka ka magsasuggest sa kanya.
Ayan.
So,
Siguro
number one
si
goal
George
first.
Lina lang can send you a message, ano? So you can talk talaga.
Yeah.
Oo. Ayun.
How about
Kanina-
Johnny? Do you have any 2 cents on this? How do you diversify
Rule
your
of thumb
funds?
is, of course, usap talaga sa financial advisor. The nearer you are to your goal, kung ilang years na lang, dapat nililipat natin sa bonds, safer, tapos less risk, less volatility. Malay natin, after a year mo i-withdraw, nag-pandemic ulit, so down yung pera mo. So again, the younger you are, the longer it is from your goal or target year. Yes, you can play with stocks. The nearer you are sa dream or sa goal mo, dahan-dahan natin transfer. So usually with financial advisors, they can help you combine the two. Pwede sabi 70-30, pwede 50-50. Then again, the older you are, change natin sa bond funds. Safer.
Okay.
And isa pa pala, meron lang i-share dyan. Kasi parang may napanood ako, na isang investment expert eh. It also depends on the market. For example, pwedeng 44 bonds na, pero yung bagsak yung bonds that time, hindi ka pwede mag-invest sa bonds. So isa din yung i-consider natin.
Okay. Another question, ano nga ba ang pinagkaiba ng health insurance, medical insurance at HMO? Ano ang dapat unahin para sa mga hindi pa alam ang pinagkaiba ng tatlo? So what's the difference between health insurance, medical insurance, and HMO?
Yan,
I guess na-mention siya ni Sir Dan kanina, no? HMO usually, ito yung mga front end na mga bayarin. So, pa-check up and all. Tapos yung bigger chunk of money na kailangan mo talaga, doon kukunin sa health insurance and medical insurance. So, yun yung maabot ng milyon. Yung mga HMO, mga 150, 250,000 pang check up. So, kung na-diagnose ka ng cancer, you need more than that. Okay? So, doon kukunin sa medical and So, anong dapat una kukunin? Kung meron sa company, HMO muna. Kung may extra money ka, get yourself health insurance and medical insurance.
Okay.
All right. So I'd like to add to that. Get health insurance because HMO it's dependent on your company. It's a company benefit. It's what you use when you go to hospitalization. Just like what Dan has mentioned, it covers medical expenses, but insurance gives you money. Yun yung isa sa mga pinagkaiba nila. There are so many products, different companies like AXA and Pru that gives you health insurance coverage. So better talk to your trusted insurance advisor and get that kind of coverage that you basically need. But HMO is for emergency purpose. Health insurance is for long term, and it gives you a lot of value after a certain period of time. That's the main difference. Right.
And both are important. Yeah.
Both are important. If you could get both, get one. Even if you, let's say, if you don't have a company anymore, if you're not working for a company that offers HMO, you could actually purchase one yourself.
Exactly.
To cover your hospitalization, outpatient, and inpatient. Both are actually important. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there is another question. We're down to probably 2. This is probably your thoughts on some concept that people know about or think about insurance. Bukod sa walang katiyakan ng buhay, what is your stand ng insurance? Parang gusto na yata ah, ma- 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 mategi ang mga policy holder para makuha ang mga benefits versus mga nagbebenta ng mga essentials and supplements na gustong pahabain ng life insurance. Probably this question is about, totoo ba na ang benefit lang ng insurance ay para sa mga namatay, para sa mga beneficiaries? Is it true? Probably the two of you could best answer that question.
Most kasi na kinukuha ngayon ng mga, especially millennials, siguro mga millennials, yung tinatawag nating VUL, Variable Unit Link. Right? For Variable Unit Link, it has 4 components eh. Hindi lang yung namatay, pag namatay ka, kasi life insurance yun eh. Isa lang yun. Pangalawa, meron tinatawag tayong accidental insurance. Buhay ka niyan, aksidente ka lang unless namatay ka out of accident, right? Pangatlo, mapapakinabangan mo din yan yung health insurance kasi buhay ka pa din yan, right? Nagkasakit ka lang, right? And eventually, merong investment yung VUL, Variable Unit Link. Ito yung maganda dyan eh. So, gone are the days na yung mga panahon ng mga lolo natin na puro lang life insurance, meron na din ngayong mga VUL, Variable Unit Link. So, yun I think yung sagot ko sa kanya. Hindi lang siya life. Hindi lang siya about death benefits. There are living benefits like accidents, health, and then investments.
Yep.
As well as retirement, di ba? You actually get to withdraw funding at a certain period of time.
Yeah, that's right.
Jenny, you want to add to that or?
Sure. So estudyante daw ni Sir Melton. Hello, Sir Melton John, no? And your students. So with that one, balik kino-compare yung things that are essential versus versus insurance na gustong mamatay or magkasakit or maaksidente. Okay, ganito lang yung concept, guys. Very simple. Regardless may insurance ka or wala, magkakasakit tayo, 100% mamamatay tayo. The question is, when would you get that insurance? I mean, kung namatay ka, hindi ka na pwedeng kumuha. Parang kung tatalon ka ng eroplano, kailan mo kukunin yung parachute kung nakatalon ka na? Parang very logic lang na kunin mo yung protection, yung salbabida, your lifeboat when you're still healthy, you're still young, and you still have the capacity to get that. You don't need to make bangga the two of these mga essentials kasi importante pareho. Lang preventive, 'di ba si Noah? Never pa niya alam kung ano yung flood, 'di ba? Disyerto sa kanila, pinagawa pa siya ng big ark. Parang crazy talaga yung concept na 'yon, but meron talaga pwedeng mamatay in that scenario, 'di ba? Nagkabaha talaga. Good thing he prepared ahead of time 'yon.
Right. All right. Last question, or one of the last questions. If I don't want my spouse or my children or any family member to be beneficiary, can I give it to someone? For instance, a church. Is that allowed?
Pwede.
Okay. So there.
Sa sabay. Yeah.
Is it also possible to give it to your partner? If let's say, yung common na ngayon, di ba, yung mga common law partners, same-sex relationships. Before, di ba, you give it to your spouse, legally married, your husband or your wife. But in a country like us, in the Philippines, where, let's say, same-sex relationships are still not protected by law, can the insured person have his or her partner as the beneficiary?
Yeah, pwede.
Yes, pwede na.
Pwede na.
Okay. So, ano yung kailangan nilang gawin? How do they make it happen? Ano ba yung requirement nila para let's say ma-insure yung kanilang partner? If let's say mamatay siya, meron siyang or magkasakit siya, meron siyang peace of mind na mapupunta sa partner niya yung benefits.
Sa AXA,
for my part,
sorry. Yeah, for AXA, kailangan lang namin ng yung financial advisor just need to write what we call distributor's report. Sasabihin lang ni FA doon na ito mag-partner, ilang taon na mag-partner. Tapos if you could give some parang evidences na talaga mag-partner sila, for example, mga pictures, mga ganon. Anything that would help para magpatunay na they're parang common law partners. Pwede yun. Gagawin lang siya ng FAs. Wala lang gagawin doon yung client. Magbibigay lang siya ng mga documents.
All right. Johnny, is it also allowed in proof?
Yeah, pwede.
Okay. So
Pwede
similar
talaga.
process lang, I suppose, no? Proof of
Yes,
cohabitation.
may Senomar. Kailangan lang Senomar, just proof na hindi siya married to other
Yeah.
person. Baka lang di ba? The preference.
Ah.
Senomar and
Okay.
of relationship for the past 5 years. Ganun.
Basta not legally married yung both to anyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So, both of you are started as financial advisors, diba? But now, both of you are senior managers, senior unit heads. So, let me ask, what is it that you are looking for as financial advisors to join your team? What are the traits? What are the competencies that you're looking for? Or what makes a successful financial advisor?
Yeah. Ano nga ba?
Ano
Ano
dyan?
nga ba?
Sir John,
Sir Jan?
ano yung hinahanap nyo
Well,
to join your
is,
team?
malaki yung pangarap. Malaki yung pangarap ng tao. Kasi regardless kung magkano, di ba, you can get 6 digits income, ganon. Pero kung going into financial advisor is not that easy, guys. Parang you need to relearn, di ba? Parang kung galing ka IT, tapos finances, tapos you need to talk to people, parang you're selling. Ang daming, it's not that easy, but hindi naman super hirap. So yun, you need to, clarity of purpose, and gusto niyang clarity din ng dreams niya. Tapos teachability, kasi matututunan naman lahat, no? So regardless, usually alam ko sa basta college graduate sa amin, sa team namin, okay siya. And then we train them, yun, and teachable person.
Tsaka kailangan lang
same
talaga
din.
siguro open-minded din, di ba?
Open-minded, yeah.
Importante yun eh.
Weird at
Yeah.
How about for you, Dan?
Yeah, same din sa akin. Parang may pangarap sa buhay. Kasi parang dun yun talagang hugot mo, di ba? Kasi being a financial advisor, hindi siya ganun kadali, guys. Promise. Dami rejections, di ba? Kasi people naman in the Philippines, they're not that open-minded yet, lahat. Although may improvement na. So maraming rejections eh. So as long as may pangarap sa buhay, teachable ka, saka yung eagerness mo to learn, kasi everything naman can be learned eh. Basta masipag ka lang mag-attend ng mga trainings, matututunan mo naman siya in the long run. It's a skills that, na hindi siya, na matutunan mo talaga. Marami naman trainings eh, lahat ng insurance companies. So that will help you para maging magaling ni FA.
Yeah.
All right. So, Gail, do we have other questions? Probably we can have one more.
Let me check. Hold on. Parang wala na eh. Wala nang questions dito. Kasi ako naman, basically, I understand their presentations kasi being a
So,
past financial advisor. Pero I'm sure naman, definitely, marami na rin akong mga updates na hindi na, kumbaga, na, how you call that? Na hindi na-absorb. But, siguro, one of these days, kakatok na lang ako, Marvs. Ito na ako. Sir Johnny, Sir Dan. But, I really appreciate all your presentations and I think that's really important, especially sa mga walang trabaho ngayon. Alam mo yun, yung lagi naghahanap ng work, nagkaka-work, tapos tanggal na naman sa work. So, I think this is one of the best options for you guys. Kasi hindi naman talaga, kumbaga, hindi kailangan maging sobrang matalino, 'di ba, sa English or sa math to be a financial advisor. You just have to be open-minded.
Required yata kina Sir Dan, Pogi.
Ayun, yun lang yun. Pag babae, maganda. Madali na yun. Pero kailangan lang talaga is you're willing to be trained, 'di ba? And may pangarap sa buhay, yun ang importante. At syempre, hindi tamad. Kasi pag
Right,
tatamad-tamad
right.
ka, tulog-tulog
Yun.
lang, wala namang mangyayari, 'di ba? So,
Tama.
yun ang
So actually, I
importante.
thought that this being financial advisors is the job for millennials and for the generation that comes after the millennials. Because what are the things that these people or this generation is looking for? They're looking for time, di ba?
Yeah.
They're looking
Right.
for a lot of what do you call that, legwork, or
Mm-mm.
so to speak, in doing the type of job that they do. They don't have a boss. Actually, well, there is a hierarchy, but basically it depends on how much you get, depends on how much you work. Diba? Hindi naman to yung
Yeah.
tipong may magsiset sa'yo ng particular deadline. You don't need to actually have a lot of presentations, a lot of meetings. In the same way as a corporate world. Of course, you need to have presentations and meetings. But then again, I too is a financial advisor. I know how you know present a particular product. It's basically having a good conversation. And a lot of us would just want to do that. But of course, you do your homework. You don't just go to your client and present a deck. It doesn't work that way because your client knows what he or she needs, and probably some of them would know about financial planning as well. So this is the type of job that caters well to those people who think highly of themselves, because a lot of the new generation is actually like that. A lot of knowledge that gain, because information is pretty much easy nowadays, so they could just easily apply that. So this is the type of job for those. If you don't have to be constrained in an 8 to 5, 9 to 6, 10 to 7 type of job, this is for you. You get to help a lot of people, and then you get to have a living for yourself. Diba? It's a win-win situation. You earn, plus you help others. Be covered, be protected. In my case, I'm happy whenever I have a new client, because I know that this person thinks long term. And that's the purpose of insurance planning and long-term planning. So guys, we don't have much time. I would give opportunity to Johnny and to Dan to say some parting words before we finally close the show. Johnny, you want to go first?
All right. Okay lang mag-invite, no?
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
This coming April 10, yeah. Okay. Can I share really quick?
Want to
Sige.
share something sa screen?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Okay, for a
Mention
while.
kanina.
Sandali.
Sure.
Oh,
Thank you, Marvin and Gail, for inviting us.
you're welcome.
Sir
I can't
Dan.
sige. Try to share. I think you can na.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. It's gonna be quick. Okay. So one slide lang. So yun, this coming April 10, 3 p.m. No. So via Zoom, we have a career orientation. Okay. Also, we invited Searching Kitan during that time. Just message me sa Facebook ko, Johnny Macanas Jr., so that I can send you the registration link and the Zoom details. Again, April 10, 3 p.m. via Zoom. Hope to see you there. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Johnny.
Thank you, Ms. Gail.
Dan?
Well, ako naman, I just want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Hopefully, marami kayong natutunan sa amin. And if hindi pa kayo nakakapag-save, hindi pa kayo nakakapag-invest, it's not yet late, pwede pa kayo magsimula. Diba? It's just, you just need to make it a habit. Slowly hanggang medyo maging kabisado nyo na. Hanggang ma-achieve nyo yung dreams. Yan lang.
So guys,
That's right.
own your future by having the right decisions now. Kasi the truth is, we don't have much time. If you don't save now, if you don't
Yes.
invest now, and then you don't invest in the next coming months or weeks, you'll find that where you are currently might be the same place that you will be 5 years from now, unless you make better decisions starting today.
That's
All right. So guys, I hope that you,
Yes.
as Danas and Johnny has mentioned, learned a lot from today's sessions, COVID and insurance and wellness planning. Next week, we will be talking about mind grit and mental wellness. And you'll be
Wow. That's
um,
nice.
yes, several doctors to join us in for
Magandang
next
topic yan.
session of Good Vibes Sunday. Thank you for tuning in, everyone, and hope to see you again next Sunday. Thank you.
Right. Thank
Thank
you very much
you.
Thank you,
once
guys.
again, Marvin Rodriguez,
Thank
Sir
you, Sir
Johnny, and of
Dan.
course Sir Dan for this Good Vibes Sunday. Super good vibes talaga. Wow, thank you. See you again next week, guys. And I'd like to invite everyone to
Bye.
please, thank you, Marvin. Keep safe. See you soon. Advance happy birthday.
Bye.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Dan. Ayun po mga kaibigan, another edition of Good Vibes
you,
Sunday
Gail.
here on Hit Radio Online. And I'm inviting everyone to please join me tomorrow for a premiere of our Coffee Mondays with, of course, Police Major Ace Maguilas Asuncion and other guests and police personnel from the PNP. So abangan nyo po yan. It's going to be at 5 p.m. in the afternoon. My co-host will be Ms. Myla Katibayan. So thank you once again, guys. See you around and have a blessed Easter Sunday. Goodbye, everyone. I'd like to share this song from Randy Raimundo and Corinne Casas called Why. Goodbye. Happy Sunday.
Bye.
Thank you, Marvin. Thank you, Johnny. Thank
Bye.
you, Dan. Bye, guys. Thank you. Take care. Bye. Thank you.
Why can't you believe me when I try to tell ya you're the only one I adore?
So you think I'm crazy if I don't believe you when you know I've heard it before.
I've never strayed, I've always been here for always. And you know it's true. If you told me once, then I told you twice. I only want to be with you forever. And nothing's changed.
So
Why not sit for a minute? There's really nothing to it. Just give me a chance to explain.
if all the ifs and buts were simply candy and nuts, you'd probably think they're all just the same.
I've never felt the way I'm feeling about you. And it's only you. If you told me once, then I told you twice. I only want to be with you forever. And nothing's changed, so why? Why do we play silly games? Why do we always find a way to anger each other each time when there is no one else but you? When times went bad, we had our love to lean on. Shouldn't that be enough to carry us through? You know that I will always be here forever. And you know that's true. If you told me once, then I told you twice. All I wanted was just to be with you. And nothing's changed, so why? Why do we play silly games? Why do we always find a way to anger each other each time when there is no my
All
life.
I ever needed was someone I could lean on. Will our love survive, or will we always wonder why? Do you think I'm crazy
Oh, why can't you believe me, honey?
if I don't
Boy,
believe you?
you're the only one I adore.
When you know I've
Tell
played
me
it before.
why. Oh,
Nothing's changed, so
why?
we're simply candy and nuts.
Tell me why.
If it is too loud, you're too old. Radio 100.7. From the capital city of the Philippines. On air and online. On air and online. The station that plays the biggest hits. This is Manila's Radio 100.7.